Oh, Libby, I'm sorry. It's looking like I'm going to have to meet your parents ahead of the wedding on my own today.
Huh? How come? What about your mom?
I don't have all the details, but basically, apparently there was a huge screw-up at the office, and she just got called in on short notice as a matter of urgent importance. She says the company's in chaos and everyone's losing their heads due to some major IT issue.
Damn, that sucks. It must be pretty serious if they're calling your mom in on short notice like this. Has this happened before?
Nope, first time. Don't worry though, babe. She says she's still going to do whatever she can to make it. It'll probably just be a little later than planned is all. Could you tell your parents just to expect me for the time being? Also, tell them we're really, really sorry.
Got it. Don't worry, Andy, it's fine. This whole thing has been a mess since the start, to be honest. The plan was for you to meet my parents on your own to begin with, but for some reason my stubborn blockhead dad insisted your mom be there for the occasion. I was super grateful when she managed to make the time despite being crazy busy with work. Your mom's pretty high up at the company, right? You know what they say, with great power comes great responsibility. Can you believe we've been engaged for 3 months and you still haven't met my mom and dad? It's kind of funny when you think about it.
Yeah, I know, babe. It's just been one thing after the other, right? Anyway, don't worry. My mum promised she's going to do whatever she can to be there. Thanks for being so understanding about all this. Alright, well, I'm going to be at the Italian restaurant we booked at 11 a.m, just like we planned.
Okay, great. Take care on the way, Andy.
Well, if it isn't my least favorite poverty-stricken loser. How you doing, Mr. Single Mother Household? You have the nerve to say you want my daughter's hand in marriage only for your mother to stand us up on the day of her first meeting. But really, I can't expect you to respect your father-in-law when you don't even know what it's like to have a dad.
I'll take it this is Libby's dad, Paul?
Yeah, that's right. I got your number after a sneaky look through my wife's phone. You low-life son of a bitch.
Yeah, I know. Your wife just sent me a message apologising for what you did at the restaurant.
My wife apologized to you? She wouldn't be seen dead apologizing to the likes of such a peasant. Don't make me laugh, boy.
What the hell do you think you're doing? You storm into the Italian restaurant I booked for us all like a man possessed, then you double bitch slap me in the face with a fat wad of banknotes. I can't believe you. You're crazy.
You should know, boy. That fat wad of banknotes I just taught you a lesson with was $10,000. You hear that? 10,000.
You mean you got all that money prepared, especially to pull your crazy little stunt? No matter how much I think about it, no matter how many times I go over it in my head, I can't fathom why you would do that to someone you'd only just met, let alone your daughter's fiancé. What the hell's your problem? What exactly don't you like about me? What did I ever do to deserve that?
I just told you, didn't I? Goddamn, son, you really are a moron. There is no way I can let some broke loser from a single mother household marry my precious daughter. Marry someone from your own social class, peasant.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I was raised by a single mother, but you should know that my mum has a good job and does pretty well for herself, so there's no chance of us ever being in financial trouble. Not now, not ever.
That's nothing but your one-sided interpretation of events. Believe me, kid, your mom's struggling financially. All single mothers are. She probably just doesn't want to admit it. All single mother households are poor, and all poor people come from single mother households. It's just the way of the world, boy. You've probably been so poor your whole life that you lack the ability to recognize the desperation of your own situation. Allow me to rephrase that to make it easier for you to understand, given that you're such a pea-brained moron. Basically, you and my daughter's values are too different for you to be a suitable husband for her. So you listen, and you listen good. I do not acknowledge this wedding, and you do not have my blessing. If we allow a poverty-stricken brokey like you into the family, you'll be begging for handouts before we know it. But you should know, my family ain't no charity, kid. Get on government handouts and leave us the hell alone. When you see a cockroach, there's only one course of action: to crush it. And crush you I did.
Fine, I see how it is. So you're prejudiced against single mothers. I get it. So you hate me. I get it. Still, that doesn't give you the right to come up and slap me in the face with a wad of banknotes on our first time meeting. I'm your daughter's fiancé, for crying out loud.
I introduced myself like that because I don't acknowledge you as my daughter's fiancé. Just like I told you, kid. What is it? You struggle to read English? This just proves that single mothers are a scourge on humanity and should be eradicated from the face of the earth. You illiterate oxygen thief. And do you seriously think a lowly maggot raised by a single mother like you deserves my daughter's hand in marriage? Quit making me repeat myself, boy. Anyway, your subhuman mother just proved my point. This was her chance to show me that not all single mothers are a total waste of space. But no, she just had to go and be late to our meeting, didn't she? You lower-class peasants make me sick.
Paul, I know Libby already told you this, but my mum got called into the office on urgent notice. She had no choice about not being able to make it on time. I can assure you she wanted to. She just messaged me. She'll be arriving at the restaurant soon.
You mean she got summoned to the office by the boss? How'd she screw up this time? You know, it'd be funny if it wasn't so tragic. Single mothers are all the same.
No, you're wrong. That's not why they called her.
In any case, I don't approve of you marrying my daughter. Anyway, where did you go after I brought the smack down on you, kid? You ran away with your tail in between your legs like the little bitch that you are, huh? Did you?
One of the staff at the restaurant said I could use one of their private rooms to pull myself together in.
I see. So you're still inside the restaurant, huh? This should be good. Hurry up and come and get it.
Come and get what?
The $10,000 wad of banknotes I just punked you with. You break up with my daughter, I'll give you the $10,000. Yeah, think of it as a payment for getting the hell out of her life. $10,000 must be a fortune for a broke loser like you, right?
Sorry, Paul. If you'll excuse me, my mum just got here and I'm going to go speak to her.
Huh?
Sorry for keeping you waiting. I was speaking to my mum.
Yeah, what's wrong, kid? Stuck between the rock and the hard place of wanting that big, juicy 10K while simultaneously wanting to preserve what remains of your wounded pride?
I need to ask you this just in case, but are you sure you want me to break up with Libby? Me and my mum are on our way to see you now.
I see how it is. You decided to go with the 10K, did you, kid? Looks like Mr. Brokey didn't have any pride after all. Once I give you this 10K, you're never to try to speak to or see my daughter ever again. Do I make myself clear? I never want to see your low-income peasant face again, for as long as I live. Hey, Andy. Wait a sec. Please, I'm begging you, kid. No way, this cannot be happening. Your mom is the CEO of my company. I knew you had the same surname, but I thought there was no way. I thought a single mother could be so successful. Andy, you there, pal? Fine, you win. I approve the wedding. Please, just give me a chance to explain myself to your mom, to the CEO. You can do that for me, right, bud? Don't ignore me, Andy. Come on, kid. I just said I'd let you marry my daughter, didn't I? This is what you wanted all along. Can't we just put the past behind us already? Come on, I thought we were pals. Reply to me.
Dad?
Libby? Where the hell are you right now, young lady? Why would you disappear on me when your own wedding's on the line?
I didn't disappear. I've been with Andy the whole time.
Huh?
Also, Andy's mom is here with us.
Oh, really? She is? Libby, I'm serious here. This ain't no joke. You need to ask Andy to reply to my messages. Also, you need to tell him to bring his mom back here pronto. There's something I really gotta talk to her about. This is urgent business, I tell you. Urgent.
Dad, why are you talking down to me? Why do you think you have any right to give me orders?
What?
Do you have any idea how weak your position is right now? Or maybe you do, and you're just burying your head in the sand and trying to deny reality. Is that it?
Libby, what's gotten into you?
Want to know why I never told you about Andy's mom all this time? Because I knew how much pleasure you take in looking down on those you perceive to be lower down the social hierarchy than you. And I thought it'd be less trouble for everyone if I kept it quiet.
Less trouble?
I knew that if I told you Andy's mom is the CEO of your company, you'd have been sucking up and brown-nosing her constantly for good boy points at the office, wouldn't you?
Well, she is my boss.
Yep, that's why I intentionally didn't tell you.
Oh.
But I had no idea you double bitch slapped my fiancé with a wad of banknotes. I've had it with you.
No, Libby, don't say that, please.
The worst thing about this whole thing is that $10,000 isn't even yours. That's the money from Mom's grandpa's inheritance, isn't it? You know, you and Mom both know the pins to each other's bank accounts in case of emergencies. But that doesn't give you the right to help yourself to her savings behind her back.
But Libby, me and your mother are married.
Married or not, wrong is wrong. Besides, who the hell do you think you are? You slapped my fiancé across the face with a wad of banknotes before trying to pay him off to get out of my life with money that didn't even belong to you in the first place? Have you no shame?
Well...
Where is your pride now, Dad? Are you a moron?
Livy, that's no way to speak to your father. Take it back.
Oh, don't worry, that's fine, because you're not my dad anymore. I won't be taking anything back, but want to know what I will be doing? Cutting you out of my life forever. I figured I should at least say my piece before we said our final goodbyes.
What?
That's not all. You'll be receiving a bill for compensation from Andy's lawyer, as well as the bill for his medical bills when he gets done at the hospital. Oh, and let's not forget the wages you'll be covering for the time he has to take off of work.
Wait, what compensation? Medical bills? How? I barely touched him.
You barely touched him? You slapped him with so much force that he fell back and sprained his finger and wrist while trying to prevent himself from falling over.
What?
He's currently being treated at the hospital. Andy works with his hands in a job that requires delicate and precise movement of his fingers. Which means that now, thanks to you, he has no choice but to take several weeks off to rest up.
Oh, wait a sec. If that's true, how the hell was he messaging me just now? Surely if he sprained his finger, he shouldn't be able to message me, huh? Gotcha.
Will you ever realize what a moron you are? It was me who sent those messages.
What?
I guess it's not that unreasonable that you wouldn't notice. They were entirely in his own words, after all. He told me what he wanted to say, and I typed it.
What the heck?
You should know that he's as shocked and appalled by what a vile, disgusting excuse of a human being you are as I am.
No, I'm not like that. You got this all wrong.
I'll be dropping Andy off at his house before heading back to my apartment.
Libby.
Oh, and you better make sure you give Mom back her $10,000 as soon as possible. I mean it.
Excuse me, Andy. Sir, would you mind, would you please accompany for a meeting with your mother, the CEO? I'm gonna get demoted if you don't help me here. My wife already divorced me. I already said I'd allow the wedding. You can marry my daughter now. That's what you wanted, right? Please, I'm begging you, Andy. Andy, kid, please. I swear, my life is over if you don't help me out here. I'll do anything you want. Just say the word and it's done. Please, please. Libby?
Oh, hey, Andy. It won't be long now before your recovery is complete, right?
Yep, I've been able to type messages on my own for the last week, and before long I'll be totally back to normal.
Oh, I'm so relieved to hear that.
Oh yeah, I heard that your mum and dad are going through divorce court. They already living separately?
Yep, you betcha. The house belongs to my mom, so Dad had no choice but to pack his things and leave.
Would you mind filling me in on the details?
Well, you know the settlement money you and my dad agreed on for you to drop the charges you filed against him? Apparently, he hadn't learned his lesson the first time around because he tried withdrawing money from my mom's bank account again behind her back in a desperate attempt to come up with the money.
Wow, are you kidding? He did it again?
But this time, my mom's patience reached its limits. It turns out my mom had been putting up with a ton of his bullcrap for years, and this was the straw that finally broke the camel's back. She flipped out on him and let out all those years' worth of pent-up frustrations of anger in a few minutes. So yeah, then he left the house and that was it.
Wow, I see. But by the way, you know when my mum got called out to the company on the day we were both supposed to be meeting your parents? Well, it's about that trouble I mentioned at the company. You're never going to believe the reason she actually got called out.
Oh, if you mean the cause of the problems at your mom and dad's company, I heard about it. Apparently my dad made a series of blunders that caused the entire company's IT systems to go down. He got demoted from department manager to regular old run-of-the-mill employee.
Oh, you knew? Yep, that's exactly how it went. I don't work there myself, so I'm not familiar with all the details, but I hear that's the gist of it.
Can you believe he screwed up so hard he paralyzed the entire company while he was busy throwing his weight around with you and your mom like he was your lord and master? God, he's such an arrogant jerk. I am so fed up with him, it's hard to even get mad anymore. It's more like a disappointed exasperation. I'm so sorry for everything he put you and your mom through. You didn't deserve any of that.
Why would you apologise? You didn't do anything wrong, babe. My mum knows it's not your fault too, so don't sweat it.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, you know those pamphlets from the wedding venue we discussed before? Well, guess what? They finally arrived. You want to take a look?
Hell yeah, you bet I do.
All right, I'll bring them along for tomorrow's date then. We're your Sunday best, sweet cheeks. But for now, I've got to take a shower.
Sunday best? Sure thing, I can do that. I'm so looking forward to seeing you again tomorrow, sweetie. No kidding, look at the time. I think I better jump in the tub myself.
All right, well, good night, babe. Catch you tomorrow, okay?
Yep, nighty-night, pumpkin pie. See you tomorrow.
After a tempestuous period of hostility and tedious legal procedures, Libby's mum and dad's divorce finally went through, a few months after the events of today's saga. As for the settlement money, we agreed on for me to drop the charges for the assault. He paid me it all in one lump sum, out of what little he had left of his savings. I was actually surprised. I figured he'd try and worm his way out of it somehow, but I've got to give credit where credit's due. We may have put the whole thing behind us, but that doesn't mean we'll be inviting him to our wedding. When we informed him as such, through my lawyer, apparently his face turned as pale as a sheet, and his expression turned to one of hopeless despondence before he finally burst into tears. Astonishingly, in spite of everything, it still seemed like he had no idea as to why his life was in such a bad way. A few weeks later, he was reported for breaching his company's sexual harassment policy, fired on the spot, and on top of having used the last of his savings on my settlement money and compensation, suddenly found himself flat out broke. Last I heard, he currently works part-time flipping burgers while spending his days being told off by his high school student boss, while constantly on the verge of tears. I guess it's true what they say, what goes around comes around. Remember to be nice, folks.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Henrietta, why do I get the impression you're hiding your real nature from me and that you're secretly rotten to the core? Excuse me? Where the heck did that come from? I guess the kind of waste of space loser who'd marry my jerk of a big brother was never gonna be up to much. Let's face it, it wouldn't be that surprising if it turned out you'd committed a crime or two here and there, would it? I smell a lowlife. Damn, you scary girl. Get away from me, you psycho! Are you having fun there, getting all worked up about nothing on your own? What? Look, I know you and my brother never got along very well, but that doesn't give you any right to accuse me of imaginary crimes based on nothing but your own deluded, fantastical assumptions. Give me a break. I might not be able to prove it, but if my scumbag brother likes you, I am 100% certain you're either a criminal or some kind of weird sexual deviant. Or both. And why exactly is your brother a scumbag? Huh? Your parents wouldn't pay to put him through high school, so he got a part-time job working at a fish factory to pay for his own education. Then made it into one of America's top colleges using nothing but his own grit, hard work, and dedication. Which part of that makes him a scumbag? I don't understand what your problem with him is. I think he's admirable. He's a scumbag because he ignored our parents' pleas to work to give them money to go towards running the household instead of going to college. He was supposed to provide for us, but he didn't, that selfish jerk. Which part of selfishly ignoring his own flesh and blood to fulfill his arrogant dream of studying at some elite college for pompous jerks is admirable? Go on, I'll wait. What a shame. I feel bad for you, Caitlin. Why? You've been so spoiled and pampered by your parents, you're no longer able to discern the difference between right and wrong, good and bad, or decency and immorality. It's sad, actually. I really do feel bad for you. What? Oh, this won't do. I need to head out to do some grocery shopping soon. Oh, no, you don't, lady. I'm not letting that slide. There is nothing in the fridge, so I need to head out to the supermarket to stock up while it's still the weekend. Are you forgetting I'm the one who cooks all the food in this house? If you absolutely insist we carry on this discussion, then I'm happy to, but you should know it'll mean you going without supper. I'm not sure your parents would be very happy about that. Ugh, god damn it! Fine, you win this time. God, you piss me off. You're a scumbag just like my brother. You two are a match made in heaven. Thanks for the compliment. Ugh! All right, well, I'm heading out for groceries. Ugh, what's your deal? Henrietta, you won't be able to get inside the house anymore. I made sure of it, so don't bother coming home, okay? Huh? You can leave the groceries out by the front porch. I'll bring them in later when you're gone. Now, do a disappearing act. What are you talking about all of a sudden? I'm confused. I told the whole family all about how you went to prison twice. Excuse me? You've really lost me now, Caitlin. What are you talking about? I've never been to prison. What makes you think I care about the truth? My family believes whatever I say, so if I say you're a criminal, you're a criminal. Now get the heck out of this house, okay? While you were wandering around the supermarket without a care in the world, I messaged my entire family all about your secret past. The psycho Henrietta, who my big bro just married, has a secret criminal record she was hiding from us. She was in prison twice. She's dangerous and we have to do something. Yep, that's right. Of course I told my mom and dad, then my grandma, my aunts, uncles, you name it. The whole family knows who you really are now. Huh? Are you being serious? This isn't that kind of thing to joke about, Caitlin. Oh, you wish I was joking. I told them your first arrest got you thrown into a youth correctional facility, and the second, for theft, got you thrown in prison. Mom and Dad were livid. I've never seen anything like it. They said, that woman will never be setting foot in our house again. So don't bother coming back here, okay? Be gone, criminal scum. Oh yeah, silly me. I nearly forgot. Apparently they're gonna force you to divorce my scumbag brother. I know this must sting, but please try to understand. We can't go letting criminal blood into our family, okay? At least, that's what my mom and dad said. Can you believe how gullible they are? It's fine. I can assure you your big brother isn't stupid enough to fall for something like that. You might have the rest of your family dancing to your tune, but I promise you we won't be divorcing. Oh, I don't know, Henrietta. I wouldn't be so sure. Even if he doesn't believe me, do you really think he's gonna accept a life of constantly being shamed and attacked for being the black sheep of the family who married a criminal? I bet he'll hate it, but he'll have no choice but to divorce you. Why would you do this? Isn't it obvious? Because I want to steal everything my scumbag brother holds dear and make sure he lives a life of constant and unending, torturous, soul-wrenching despair, misery, regret, and unhappiness. Wow, this got dark real fast. Just the mere fact that he exists alone makes me livid. How dare he, that asshole? I wish he'd just hurry up and move the hell out of this house. Why does he insist on hanging around for so long when it's clear I don't like him? Oh my god, Caitlin, you're... What? Actually, forget it. Alright, I get it. Fine, I'll leave. Of course, I don't have a criminal record, but there's no sense in carrying on living with a bunch of people who despise me and won't believe a word I say. That's right, I see you got the hint quickly. You're the garbage of society. Die.
Henrietta, my little sister did the unthinkable. I can't believe she'd do this while I was away. I'm so sorry.
Calvin, I was gonna message you about this whole thing. Sorry. I take it you heard what happened then?
Yeah. Where are you right now?
I'm gonna spend tonight at that business hotel near the station, so don't worry about me. I'm fine.
I see. Alright, got it. But seriously, I can't believe Caitlin told my whole family you have a criminal record. She's really gone and done it this time, that psycho. No one in my family knows me and you have been friends since elementary school, which I guess could have something to do with why they believe her. Still though, I'm shocked she managed to get them wrapped around her little finger so easily. But my grandma has your back. She didn't buy it for 1 second, so don't worry.
Yeah, I figured she wouldn't. The only reason you still didn't move out of the family home is out of worry for your grandma, right? She always did have your back. She's an amazing woman.
Yeah, but I had no idea me sticking around would end up causing you so much trouble. I feel awful.
It's fine. I married you and moved in there knowing full well what your sister could be like. I will have something to do about my current situation, but it's not like I'm mad at you or anything.
Well, about that. We got the all clear from my grandma on that thing we discussed before.
Wow, really? That was fast. I was sure it'd take at least a few more months.
Well, in truth, that's how long this kind of thing usually takes. But apparently my grandma made a call to a certain individual, had that individual call in a few favors with someone else, and what do you know? All the hurdles in our way suddenly disappeared. She says we'll be able to get things started this weekend.
Wow, that's great news. Just when I thought I couldn't love your grandma anymore. I see. That really is soon, huh? Just a little longer.
Right? I know things will probably be a little awkward for you until then, but it'll all be worth it, babe. Stay strong.
I'll be fine. Let's do this. I'm having such an amazing time in this house without you here to pollute the atmosphere, you stinky loser. I heard my scumbag big bro will be packing his bags and getting the hell out soon too. Yippee! Woohoo! As far as I can tell, he hasn't been messaging you either. Seems like my prediction was right. It's divorce for you two, isn't it? I knew telling the whole family you were a criminal was the right thing to do. Yay! Die, criminal scum! Everything's going just as I planned it. Even I'm a little surprised. This really is a blast. With this, I'm surely set to live the rest of my life on easy mode. What's going on? Ugh, what is this? Answer the goddamn heckin' phone! It's been a while, Caitlin. Did you want to talk to me about something? Was it by any chance the criminal charges I filed against you? Obviously! What the hell do you think you're playing at? Haven't you heard? When you make slanderous claims with no basis in reality against someone, you face a maximum sentence of 3 years or a fine of up to $4,000. What? What are you talking about? Oh, I don't know. You think maybe it could have something to do with you spreading lies about me being a twice incarcerated criminal? Who would have thought that what you were doing is classified as slander? What? I heard about how you carried on spreading your vicious lies about me to everyone in the neighborhood after I moved out. You would have caused me huge amounts of trouble eventually if I let you carry on. You left me no choice but to file criminal charges against you so you'd understand the severity of what you're doing. It's time you were taught a few lessons about life, Caitlin. Wait a sec, you have got to be kidding me. If you want me to drop the charges, I suggest you come up with a reasonable offer and settlement money. If I feel it's enough to make up for the psychological distress you've caused me, and I'm feeling kind, I may just consider accepting it. What? Henrietta, what the hell is this crap? When I tried to sell my mom and dad's house to come up with your damn money, they told me it had already been put up for sale and that a buyer had been found months ago? Explain this crap now! What use is there in demanding an explanation from me? It wasn't me who put the house up for sale. It was the owner of the house, your grandma. What? My grandma? Wait a sec, I thought this house belonged to my dad. Oh, that's strange. I heard it was your grandma who inherited the house when your grandpa passed away. Are you being serious? Well, yeah, duh. How would your grandma have been able to go through the sale procedures if it wasn't hers? Oh my god. No way. But if I can't sell the house, how the heck am I supposed to come up with the money? Oh, is that what you're worried about? Aha, of course. You would be, wouldn't you? I heard you were hit with a compensation claim for cheating right around the time I filed my slander charges against you. A double whammy. Oh, that's gotta be rough. Huh? Wait, how do you... What was it again? Having it off with a married man behind his wife's back? Not only that, but with your mom's approval, no less. Just when I thought you couldn't sink any lower. She's my mom. Of course she's going to be there to support me in my love life. There's nothing wrong with that. You guys have some weird views about the world. Huh? Anyway, Caitlin, more important than that, you were caught taking your lover's wife's belongings from their marital home, weren't you? Tisk tisk, someone's been a very naughty girl. Huh? What's wrong with that? What good are fancy branded bags, diamond rings, and pearl necklaces for a worn-out old hag like her? I'd pull them off 1,000,000 times better than she ever could. I look the bomb in my new gear. You see, Caitlin, there's this thing called theft, and it's illegal. Huh? Those things you took from their house were all your lover's wife's personal belongings. They didn't belong to you. Basically, you stole them, which means you committed a crime called theft. I don't know exactly what's going on with the whole thing, but if I had to guess, I'd say she was pissed off enough to file criminal charges against you. Am I right? It wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world if she asked for settlement money either, just like I am, would it? Go on, tell me. Am I right? No way. I presume she could have you legally forced to pay compensation for your part in her husband's affair. Is that why you were so desperate for cash you tried selling your parents' house? Things must be bad if those are the lengths you're going to. What the hell? If you knew the situation, why didn't you offer to pay her off for me? I'm your husband's little sister, goddammit! There's such a thing as familial obligations, you know. I tell you what, how does this sound? If you help me out on this one, I'll acknowledge you as his wife. Wow, you really are something else. Are you completely lacking in self-awareness? Can't you see how ridiculous what you're saying is? Ridiculous? How? Think about it. You're asking for money from someone filing criminal charges against you after you lied to get them ostracized from the family. What makes you think I'd want to help you? More importantly, that house is set to be sold soon, so make sure to get the heck out as soon as possible, okay? If you're still there after the sale is finalized, you'll have another crime on your rap sheet. What? It's called trespassing. Wait, seriously? But wait, if the house is sold, that means Grandma's gonna move out, right? I'll just go with her and live with her at her new place instead. Oh, Caitlin, dear, I'm afraid that won't be happening. Why not? To quote her, she ain't my granddaughter, so I ain't got a heckin' solitary darn reason to let the poisonous little brat live with me. Huh? Apparently she advised your dad to get a DNA test to find out if you're his real daughter right around the time I moved out. Huh? A DNA test? But why? She told me to tell you to ask your mother if you want the details. Something tells me it's a conversation you might want to sit down for. Huh? I don't follow at all. There's another reason you won't be living with her. She's moving abroad. What? Why? Because she's getting remarried to a Canadian. Remarried? To a Canadian? Who in their right mind would do such a thing? He's a widower just like her. They hit it off after meeting on a dating app, and she decided to go live with him up there so they could live out their retirements together. Why did no one tell me about any of this? Also, me and Calvin will be going with her. What? To Canada? But why would you do that? Ugh, my head hurts. You see, the thing is, her new fiancé is the CEO of a major company up there. It just so happens that Calvin works in the same industry, and he's been offered a very lucrative position at their HQ in Vancouver. No way, you two aren't cut out for life abroad. What could possibly make you think that? It's Canada, Caitlin, not North Korea. It's not like a pair of Americans like us will face much of a culture shock. Oh my God. I can't believe this is happening to me. I have to be dreaming, right? Right? I'm gonna wake up any moment now, I'm sure of it. I am gonna wake up, right? Okay, any moment now. I was supposed to be living my life on easy mode from here on out. Looks like you're finally getting your just desserts for using vicious lies as a weapon to destroy people's lives. What goes around comes around. Once me and Calvin have all of our loose ends tied up, we'll be leaving America for the foreseeable future. That includes the small matter of the settlement money you owe me. If you know what's good for you, you'll come up with it as soon as possible. Oh my God, I can't take this anymore. Caitlin tried to get a distant relative to lend her some money in desperation after realizing she had no other options. But word of her misdeeds had spread among the family by that point, and in an irony so rich you wouldn't believe it actually happened, she herself was now the criminal. The reply read, "Slander and theft? You're such a disappointment, Caitlin. The only one with a criminal record here is you." Suffice to say, she didn't receive a cent. Between that and the affair with the married man, she's now universally despised, the black sheep of the family. After a family meeting, it was determined that she was too dangerous to keep around, and with that, she was swiftly disowned. Last I heard, no one even replies to her messages anymore. Not only that, but Caitlin's parents divorced after the whole DNA test thing. Apparently no one's heard from either of them since. As for the money Caitlin owed me, she must have felt completely cornered and without options because rumor has it she went into the nighttime escort industry. How do I know, you ask? Well, it's not because she told me, that's for sure. But there were multiple sightings of her going into seedy motels with strange men, so it doesn't take a genius to put two and two together. Looks like her life on hard mode is just beginning.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Nancy. There's something I wanted to talk to you about. Would you be able to come home a bit early tonight?
Why? If you have something to say, just tell me by text.
This is going to be a pretty long conversation, and one I'd like to have with you in person.
Oh, then I can't do it tonight. I'm meeting up with a friend after work for drinks, and when we're done, I was just going to go and stay overnight at their place, so I'm not coming home.
Really? Again?
Is there a problem? You jealous that I have more friends than you or something?
No, that's not it at all. It's just that as your husband, I'd really appreciate you making more time for me than your friends. That's all.
Just because you're my husband doesn't mean I need to spend every waking moment with you, you know?
Yeah, I know that, and I wasn't expecting you to spend every waking moment with me. I just have something important to talk to you about, and wanted you to make some time for me.
Okay, so then tell me now.
I told you, it's going to be a long conversation, and one that would be best done face-to-face, not by text.
Ugh, what a pain. Anyway, I can't do it tonight. I finally have a day off tomorrow, and I promised my friend we'd drink the night away to celebrate. So, I don't have any time to spend with you, got it? We'll have to talk some other time.
Okay, I understand. Good night. Hey, Nancy, it's getting late and you're still not home, so I'm guessing we can't have our conversation tonight either?
Nope, sorry.
Nancy, lately you've been either working late or going out drinking with your friends every single day of the week. We still haven't had any time to talk.
Oh yeah, now that you mention it, you said you wanted to talk, didn't you? Give me the gist of what you want to tell me by text, okay? Like the Cliff Notes version. Then I'll tell you if it's worth my time or not.
Worth your time?
Well, if you're not going to tell me, that means it's definitely not worth my time, so I'll be off now.
Okay, fine. You see, a while back, my grandpa had asked me if I would be interested in taking over his company.
Huh? Your grandpa's company?
Yeah, and that means that if I accept his offer, I'll have to quit my job at my current company. We'll probably have to move too, and since this would all have a pretty sizable impact on your lifestyle, I wanted to hear your honest opinion before I give my answer to my grandpa.
Oh, I see. Yeah, this conversation is definitely not worth my time.
What? Are you serious?
As if you need to ask me what I think. You're saying he wants to hand over the company to you when he kicks the bucket, right? But this is your grandpa's company we're talking about. Who would even want to get some tiny little company like that, even for free?
Tiny? My grandpa's company?
Yeah, it's tiny. So, yeah, I don't know why you thought you should waste my time by even bringing this up to me. There's no way you'll make as much running that company as you do now, so if you quit your job, I'm divorcing you.
Nancy, wait. Don't you think you should give this a little more thought, though?
All right, let me give it some more thought. Okay, I'm done thinking, and my answer is still no. The end.
Come on, Nancy. This is a really big opportunity for both me and us.
I'm sorry, did you not see me say the end just now? Tell your grandpa you're not interested and keep working at your current job. And with that, this conversation is over.
Okay, well, I've actually been doing a lot of thinking about this, and I think I want to accept his offer.
You what? Is this some kind of status thing for you? Do you think that running your own business will earn you bragging rights or something?
No, I don't. This isn't about my ego, Nancy.
Ugh, whatever. I don't care anymore. I'm out. You have two choices. Continue working at your current job or hire a good divorce attorney. I have zero interest in being married to some broke loser running some third-rate company.
Nancy.
I'll give you some time to cool off. Message me back once you've come to your senses. Think long and hard about how you want your future to go, okay? Hey, Sam. I think I'm going to divorce you after all.
What?
My boyfriend just landed an incredible job. So I have no use for you anymore.
Wait a minute. Boyfriend?
Yep, my boyfriend who's just about to graduate from university.
Nancy, you've been cheating on me?
Isn't that obvious? I just told you I have a boyfriend. He got an interview with this massive company, and he's set to be hired as soon as he graduates. So I'll have no problem paying whatever you end up suing me for over my affair. And since money isn't an issue, I can divorce you with no problem now.
You're gonna make your college-age boyfriend pay your legal bills for you?
I just told you he's graduating soon, and he's already set up with a job making a huge salary.
I see. You know, I kinda had my suspicions about you for a while. I guess this confirms it. You've been betraying me this whole time.
I'll have my lawyer send you a divorce agreement. Just write in whatever terms you want and sign on the dotted line, okay?
Alright, but first I want you to tell me who this boyfriend of yours is.
Why?
You're not the only one I'll be suing. It'll be hard to sue someone for sleeping with my wife when I don't even know his name or address.
Oh yeah, that does make sense. Tell you what, I'll include his personal information in the envelope when my lawyer sends you the divorce agreement. How's that sound?
Fine by me. Also, I think it's going to be about 2 months or so until I can get the divorce agreement back to you with my terms.
Aw, are you really gonna make me wait that long? What's got you so busy?
I know you're aware that I'm the head of the entire sales department, Nancy. I'm an executive in the company. It's going to take some time to get my replacement ready to take over. So while I have my plate full already at work, I'll also have to find time to look for a good lawyer, meet with him, and get everything else ready. I have so much work to do for the next 2 months that it's making me sweat just thinking about it.
Whatever. I guess it doesn't really matter. We were gonna wait to get married until he graduated anyway. See you in 2 months then. What gives, Sam? Today's the day. Your 2 months are up. Why haven't I heard from you yet? Don't think that you can ignore me and this will all just go away. We are getting divorced as soon as possible.
Good morning, Nancy. I finalized everything with my lawyer, and he said he mailed the forms to you to sign a few days ago. They should arrive soon.
Oh, okay then. I guess I'll message you back once I get them. It's gonna be so great to finally be free again. Sam? About the damages you're demanding from us.
Ah, I see the forms from my lawyer got to you with no issue. That's good to hear.
Yeah, well, I was wondering, do you think you could reduce the amount?
Huh?
Or, well, ideally, it'd be great if you could not sue me at all. I tell you what, how about we stay married instead?
Why?
The thing is, I kinda broke up with my boyfriend. So, I thought that since I'm breaking it off with him, then you could call off your lawsuit too.
Not a chance in hell. I don't think you know how this works. You cheated on me. Just because you break up with the guy you cheated on me with doesn't take away the fact that you cheated. I'm suing you. The only thing breaking up with him might do is slightly reduce the damages I'd be awarded at trial, but that's it.
Oh no. Really?
And furthermore, we're already divorced.
Wait, we are?
You signed the documents, don't you remember? And what's with this sudden change of heart you're having right now? Didn't you say you were going to have your boyfriend pay your bills for you?
Well, yeah, that's what I planned to do. But when I told him about that, he got really mad at me and said there's no way he could pay that much while he's still in school.
Yeah, it seems like that should be obvious.
And I guess he didn't know that I'll have to pay you any money during the divorce, since usually men have to give half their stuff to their ex-wives.
Any idiot with half a brain would know. That isn't the case when the wife has an affair and initiates the divorce in order to be with her boyfriend. Tell your boyfriend he shouldn't have slept through divorce law 101.
It wasn't supposed to happen like this.
And by the way, your boyfriend isn't getting his sweet job at that big company anymore.
What? Why? What do you mean?
He's been whining about the whole situation on his Twitter account. You could just read that. But it was actually that Twitter account that got him in trouble in the first place. He had been publicly mocking his interviewer for months. The company found out about it, and when they did a social media check on him, they decided that the content more than crossed the line of unacceptable public conduct for a company employee and rescinded their hiring offer. I'm not even sure if he's done any sort of self-reflection either. All he's been saying is that he's mad that he has to look for a new job now.
I had no idea.
Wait, he's your boyfriend and you didn't know about his Twitter account?
I don't do Twitter. All I have is an Instagram account.
I guess you wouldn't know then. Well, for me, it really doesn't matter all that much where the money comes in from. All I care about is that the payments are made consistently on time.
Come on, can you at least knock a bit off the amount?
And exactly what reason would I have to do that?
Well, none, but still.
The lawyer will be in touch with you shortly. You can discuss the finer details with him.
Sam, you've got some explaining to do. Answer me right now.
What do you want?
I was watching TV just now. They were doing a special feature on influential local businesses, and your grandpa was just interviewed.
Oh yeah, that. The news people have been coming to the company regularly for a while now. I guess they finally aired it.
How could some random tiny company like your grandpa's go from nothing to one of the biggest in the area in just a few years?
It's pretty simple, actually. We got some patents on a few new products that just so happened to come into incredibly high demand lately. The rest is history.
And why did the company's name change?
My grandpa thought it would be a good idea to change it to something that was more similar to the product series that we got a patent on.
Then why didn't you tell me about any of that?
You never asked.
This settles it. We are definitely getting back together.
Huh?
Well, that way I won't have to pay you any money after all. You wouldn't be so cruel as to sue your own loving and devoted wife, would you?
There's actually one more thing that cost your boyfriend that job offer. Would you like to know what it is?
What is it?
He had an affair with the new owner's wife.
Wait.
There's no way I could let him join the company once that little tidbit of information came to light. That was the nail in his career's coffin.
Hold on. Are you saying...
Oh no. Are you saying he didn't even tell you the name of the company he got the job offer from? Even if you weren't interested at all, it seems like you'd ask about it, if only just to keep the conversation going.
Oh no, I think I know where this is going.
Looks like you guessed it. The company that made a job offer to your boyfriend was my grandpa's, and soon to be mine.
No way!
Yes way. And as the new owner, I can't be associating myself with any sort of person who might besmirch my company's image. So I would deeply appreciate it if you could never, ever contact me again. Wire the amount in the agreement to my account before the week's end, or else you'll be hearing from my lawyer again.
Oh, this can't be happening. My parents said they won't help me, and all the people at my job know about everything, and no one will talk to me anymore. I don't have anyone else to turn to, so come on, Sam, please. I swear to God that I'll be the best wife you could ever ask for this time around. What do you say, Sam? Sam, are you there? Wait, did you block me? Please don't abandon me like this, Sam.
The college kid my ex was sleeping with ended up going to his parents to beg for their help, and they ended up agreeing to pay his legal bills for him, with one condition. He'd have to abandon his current career path to come back and work at the family business, forever. As for my ex, she had been working since well before we were married, so I thought she had to have a decent amount of savings. However, it seems she had spent almost all of it on her boyfriend. Dinners, presents, trips, etc. My lawyer told me she was crying during their entire phone call and saying that she had no money and this settlement would destroy her. She was so desperate to call me that she even called my company's receptionist and begged to schedule a meeting with me. She kept this up for a while, trying every single way you could imagine to get back together with me. However, eventually her boss at her company realized that she had been blowing off her job to make calls to my company at her desk, and when she ignored warnings to stop, they finally got tired of it and fired her. That threw her into a whole new world of financial ruin, and left her no time to obsess over me anymore. It's so nice to finally be able to enjoy a life of peace and quiet again.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey Diane, you there? We're getting divorced, you got that?
Is that you, Mark? What the hell are you talking about? This is kind of out of the blue, don't you think?
You heard me. I said I'm divorcing you. I can't go on living with you any longer. Stop off on your way back from work and pick up the divorce forms from City Hall, would you?
Hold on a second, Mark. Have you lost your mind? Just because you say we're getting divorced, I can't just say, okay, sure. I mean, come on, it's not like we're still in high school. And what about our daughters? Have you thought about them? They're only 5 and 6 years old, and you're just going to dump them and go about your merry way? You're a father, for God's sake. It's not as simple as just breaking it off. Don't you think you should be a little more responsible than that?
The problem are the girls, our 2 daughters.
Excuse me, what are you talking about? Is this about what I think it's about? That we're able to have girls, but I can't give birth to boys? Is that what you're saying again?
That's exactly what I'm saying. I didn't even have to bring it up, which means you have a problem with it too.
I don't have a problem with my daughters one bit, but you keep bringing it up so often that it's always on my mind, and when this divorce talk came up, that was the first thing that came to my mind. I hope you're not thinking that I did it on purpose and gave birth to 2 girls. If you are, you've totally lost it, Mark.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, how could you control it? But your family, you got 3 brothers, but then you only give birth to girls? It kinda gets frustrating. So sometimes I do think that maybe you might be using some sort of method to have girls, like eating certain foods, or maybe there's a drug, I don't know. I start to get a little suspicious is all.
Don't you remember that I explained it all to you a bunch of times? The father's sperm determines whether a baby will be born as a boy or a girl. I showed you that scientific journal online. Don't you remember?
Yeah, but you're the one that's giving birth. It has to be your fault.
Oh boy, this is getting nowhere.
Anyways, whatever you say, we need to get divorced no matter what. There's just no turning back.
Why are you so determined to get divorced? I can't understand this urgency.
I have to get a divorce because my girlfriend just gave birth to a baby boy, that's why.
Wait, back up a bit, would you? Your girlfriend?
Yeah, that's right. We run a small family business. We need a male heir to take over the business someday. Our daughters just won't do. I met this girl and she gave me a boy. So the logical thing to do is to take her as my wife. I tried with this woman several times and it finally happened. After my third try, I was finally able to bring a boy into this world. It's a miracle!
You're making this infidelity sound like it's normal. You were cheating on me, for crying out loud. Have you no shame?
I don't care what you do. You can have custody of the two girls. Just hurry up and give me that damn divorce. As for child support and whatever compensation I have to pay, I'll pay it. I don't have to deal with you kicking up a fuss about it later on. With that said, you still got complaints?
It's pointless talking with you. You seem to have your mind set on this.
Yeah, you sure got that right.
All right, have it your way. I'll give you that divorce. But you're not getting away with just paying. I will have my lawyer handle everything just in case, if you don't mind.
I said I would pay for their education and compensation to you. Isn't that enough? Let's just get it over with.
Didn't you hear me? I said just in case. If I don't let my lawyer handle it, you may just take off without paying. I mean, how can I trust someone who cheated on me, right? Do you really think I would simply take your word for it? Anyway, I want everything in writing. I want to leave a clear record of everything that transpired.
What are you trying to say, that I'm at fault here?
If you don't agree to it, forget about getting divorced. Oh, and as for the house and all our joint assets, that will be divided up equally. My lawyer will work that out. I suggest you get a lawyer too, Mark. A lot of paperwork. You don't want to get screwed later on.
Huh? You want me to hire a lawyer?
Yeah, I would recommend that you do. Now that we've decided, I'm packing my things and taking the kids to my parents' place tonight.
Oh, I get it. You knew this was coming. All you wanted all along was money. You didn't love me at all. It was all just the greenbacks. You know what, Diane? I'm actually glad I was able to see you for what you really are. A selfish, money-hungry she-devil. You know why divorces are expensive? Because they're worth it. Hey, Diane, what's up? It's been a while.
Is that you, Mark? Yeah, must be at least 7 years. What do you want?
I saw you at the General Hospital this afternoon at the maternity ward. I was just wondering what you were doing there is all.
Oh, yeah. I did see someone that looked like you sitting next door. You were seeing the optometrist, right? Getting bad eyesight in your old age or something? So, how have you been? Are you concerned about your daughters? Is that why you're contacting me after all these years?
Huh? Why would I be concerned about the girls? You got that handled, right?
Have you already forgotten? We agreed to keep this line open, so if you had any concerns about our daughters, you could contact me here. This is the first time, so I figured you wanted to know how the kids were doing.
No, nothing like that. I have no interest whatsoever in the girls. They probably don't even remember me.
Then what the hell do you want? I'm in no mood to hear your brainless nonsense.
Well, when I saw you there, your tummy looked pretty big, and you were in the maternity ward, which can only mean that you're pregnant, am I right?
I really have no obligation to tell you, but yeah, that's right. I'm pregnant. 8 months. I remarried about 3 years ago. You probably know that through our lawyers.
Yeah, he sent me a message about it. But what's with this husband of yours?
Keep my husband out of this, would you? You have no right criticizing my husband. He is the best thing that's ever happened to me. He accepted my daughters as if they were his own. He's a wonderful and considerate person, unlike some people I know.
Yeah, well, that's fine and dandy, but I'm just surprised that he would marry someone that can't give birth to a boy. And another thing, my lawyer told me that he's the oldest in the family. And like my folks, they run a business too. Is he gonna have one of your daughters take over the business one day? Good luck with that. So you're already 8 months in, huh? Knowing you, I bet you're expecting another girl. What the hell are you gonna do with 3 girls? Just another useless mouse to feed. I can't believe you, Diane. You're doomed to only have girls. I guess it's in the cards, huh? Seems a foregone conclusion that you're gonna end up alone with 3 girls. I bet you've got it all worked out with your lawyer, I suppose.
Again, I have no obligation to tell you this, but just so you're aware, my husband's older sister is set to take over the family business.
Excuse me, his older sister? Are you serious? Now, why would they have a woman take over the business? Are they nuts?
That's simply because his sister is way more competent in business. She grew up helping her folks run the place. It was the logical choice. That's all.
But she's a woman! Seems like a very risky move.
They're not like your family, Mark. They're not as narrow-minded. They are more concerned about competence, not gender. Anyway, my husband runs his own business. He's too busy with his own problems. He doesn't meddle in the family business.
Yeah, to each his own, I suppose, but the fact of the matter is, she's a woman. The future looks bleak in my opinion.
My other son just turned 2 last week.
Huh, wait, what?
Yeah, about a year after we got married, we had a beautiful baby boy. Just turned 2, like I said. Cutest kid in the entire world.
No way, you have a 2-year-old boy? How did you give birth to a boy? I thought you were a girl-only type.
Please, Mark, stop with that nonsense, would you? If you don't mind, let's cut this short. This is getting tedious. Please, no more random texts, only for emergencies. Please. Goodbye, Mark.
Diane, answer me right this minute. I'm not kidding around. I want you to hand over one of the girls. She's my daughter.
Pardon me, are you out of your mind? You don't care which, the older one or the younger? It really doesn't matter?
I'll stop by tomorrow to pick her up. Everything's ready by 9 a.m., you got that? Decide which one you plan to hand over. Like I said, either will do.
Have you totally gone insane, Mark? Why the hell would I give you one of my children?
Huh, why not?
Are you seriously asking me why? She's not some toy you can borrow, for God's sake. You were the one that said you didn't want the girls because your new woman gave birth to a boy, right? What was that all about? In the past 7 years, you never even came to visit them. And now you want one of them? You've really gone off the deep end, Mark. I'm not going to comply to such an unreasonable demand. These are my daughters you're talking about. You lay a hand on them, you better be ready for the consequences.
Are you telling me you can't help me out of a dire situation? We used to be married, Diane. The least you could do is help out your ex.
Dire situation? What the hell are you talking about, Mark?
It's about my son. He was not my son after all.
Excuse me? Not your son? I don't get it.
I caught my wife having an affair, so just in case, I had a DNA test done on my son, and it turns out that he wasn't my son after all. For 7 years, I treated him like my own flesh and blood. The father's a guy she met 8 years ago before we married. He fathered this kid. He's not my real son.
Oh, really? How nice. So what's this got to do with me and my daughters?
Well, after we got divorced 7 years ago, I got really sick. Caused some weird virus, and as a result, I wasn't able to have kids. So I talked with my folks on what to do going forward, and what we decided on was that you give up one of your daughters and, after a while, have her marry an appropriate guy. They will eventually have a boy, and he'll someday take over the business. So I need you to agree on this. If I don't have an heir, I may not be able to continue running the family business.
You are out of your mind, Mark. I can't believe what I just heard. What total rubbish.
What'd you say?
I said it's total rubbish. I almost wanted to smack this phone against the wall.
You have no right to talk to me that way, Diane.
I told you when I remarried, but let me refresh your memory because you've clearly forgotten. I told you that my husband has officially adopted my daughters. They are no longer your kids. You gave up that right a long time ago.
What? He adopted them? That means...
That's right. Even if you're biologically related, legally, you're not their father. There is nothing you can do to force them to live with you, Mark. They are not your children anymore. You never wanted them anyway, and it's a little too late for all this.
Hold on a second, I'm not finished. Then terminate the whole adoption BS and give me back one of my daughters. You got kids and another on the way? You won't miss it if I take one. What's the big deal?
Are you smoking something?
Hey, tell you what, I'll take both of them off your hands, and then you can concentrate on bringing up your 2 new kids. What do you say? Come to think of it, if I have both of them, one can be used for a plan B if need be.
I think I'm going to have you officially institutionalized. You have totally lost it, Mark.
Pretty good idea, if I say so myself.
You know what, Mark? If there is anybody in this world that should never have kids, that's you. What do you think your children are? Baseball cards to be traded? Holy crap. You need to see a shrink, mister.
What are you babbling about?
I'm saying I will never, and I mean never, hand my daughters over to you. I would die before I ever do that.
Okie dokie. All the preparations are set to get back together with you, Diane.
Oh, please, not again. What is it this time, Mark? You're not getting the kids.
I know you don't want to hand over the kids. I'll come to you. Or shall I say, you come to me. We get married again, and then we're all good to go, right?
Wrong.
Oh, you're worried about the wife of my former so-called son. I already kicked them out, so no worries. Move in anytime you like. From today forward, you will become my wife again. You have a bright future ahead of us, Diane.
You can't be serious. Can you hold on a second? I'm gonna call the mental hospital.
Stop joking around, I'm serious. Oh, and when you come here, only bring the girls. You can leave the other kid with your ex-husband. Let me be perfectly clear, Diane. I have no intention of adopting that new kid of yours. If you cannot accept these terms, I'm sorry, Diane, but I will not be able to reconcile with you. Sorry, but you won't be my wife again. But whichever is the case, I'm still gonna go pick up one of my daughters, or maybe even both. You understand me?
Hey, a thought just crossed my mind. Do you even know where I live?
Well, how'd you think I'm a total moron? At your parents' place, of course. Think about for a second, Diane. You're at the local maternity ward at the local hospital. Your parents' place is 30 minutes away. Where else would you be? Use your common sense.
I was back home just to give birth near my folks. We don't live there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, so what?
Let me ask you this, Mark. When was it that you saw me at the maternity ward? I told you I was 8 months pregnant then, so how many months have passed since then?
I guess that was a little over 3 months ago.
That means I don't live with my folks and live in a completely different place. I already gave birth to a beautiful child, and I'm back at my husband's place.
Wait, stop right there. You don't live with your folks?
That's right. So don't go barging over to my parents' place and demand that they hand over the girls because neither I nor my kids are there. And for your information, I have no intention of remarrying you.
All right, so you moved. So what? Hurry up and give me the new address. I'll drive over to pick you guys up. Come on, stop giving me the runaround, Diane.
Excuse me? I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall.
I just finished getting my folks on board with this. They finally agreed to me remarrying you. So come on, stop trying to duck the issue. I know you secretly want to. So come, address please.
Mark, I'm gonna say this one last time. I have zero intention of getting back together with you.
Right, so just give me the damn address, would ya? This delaying tactic is really getting on my nerves, Diane.
Delaying tactic? Boy, you are delusional. I'm not going to remarry you, Mark.
Diane, read the line carefully before you reply, would ya? I'm saying I'll take you and your daughters back, can't you understand? I'm doing you a huge favor. I'm going out on a limb for you guys. Why get so upset? I thought you'd be jumping with joy.
Why would I be jumping for joy, for God's sake?
Huh?
My 2 daughters and my 2 sons I had with my current husband are all my children, and I love them dearly. I will never give them up for anything in the world. You understand me, you creep?
What? The kid you just had was a boy. You now have 2 boys? Are you serious?
Stop changing the subject. Like I said a million times, I have no intention of remarrying you, Mark. The thought alone makes me nauseous.
Nauseous? Are you kidding me?
And one more thing. I don't plan on divorcing my husband anytime soon. I love him. Why would I divorce the man I love? All I'm interested in is my family. I want them to be happy. That's all that matters to me. I don't want a creep like you ruining this family, so please, just get lost.
Come on, Diane, relax. I need you and the girls. Please, help me out here. If I don't do something about it now, my cousin will end up taking over the business. I just can't have that.
Oh yeah? Really? You know what? That sounds like a much better option.
Pardon me?
Your cousin, huh? That could only mean your cousin that lives back east, right? He would make a pretty good boss. Your grandfather would probably be happy with him running things.
Are you suggesting that he would be better than me?
Yeah, I guess I am. Anyway, you don't need my daughters. Your cousin would be more than adequate to take over. What's all the fuss? You make it sound like it's the end of the world.
Well, that means I won't be able to keep my current status as...
I really think the right person should take over. Whoever is more competent. I think it would be better for business. And your cousin seems to fit the bill perfectly.
You make it sound like I can't do my job.
Can you really do the job, though? Didn't seem like it even back then.
What did you just say?
Okay, I guess that's it then. All problems solved.
No, the problem is not solved.
I really don't want to have to deal with your nonsense again, so please contact my lawyer for any further issues. As soon as I get a reply from my lawyer, I'm going to be blocking this line. Have to do everything legally, you know.
No, come on, Diane. Don't you dare cut me off.
This will be the last and final message. Goodbye, Mark. A few days later, I was finally able to block my line. Now my ex won't be able to contact me any longer. I suppose that pissed him off royally, and he immediately called my parents, screaming and shouting about God knows what. He threatened to talk to my daughters and reveal that my new husband is not their father. But I had already sat my daughters down even before we were married and told them that their new father was not their biological father. And they were fine with that. As a matter of fact, they were overjoyed when he announced that he would adopt them. Truth be told, my daughters love their new father. My mom explained that there are no secrets in our family. That's why we're a happy and content family. It seems everything Mark tries fizzles out. His frustration level is probably out of this world. I immediately contacted my lawyer and made sure there was no more correspondence from him. He no longer has any connection to this family, and I want to keep it that way. I heard that because of his mismanagement of the family business, he was eventually removed from his position and replaced by his more sensible cousin. He wasn't able to stay long at his parents' business working as one of the staff. His pride and conceit just wouldn't allow it, as you can probably imagine. Last I heard, he took some part-time job out of town and lives in some low-rent apartment trying to make ends meet.
Hi, sister. Long time no see.
What? Anissa?
We haven't talked ever since you left home after you graduated high school. It's been almost 5 years, right?
Wow, I got a text from the person I least wanted to get a text from.
What? You're so mean. That's not something you should say to your adorable sister.
You're not adorable. Every time something happens, you make up these weird fantasies and start smirking to yourself. You even spread a rumor once that I was dating someone I didn't even like, right? My last 2 years of high school were a mess because you came along.
Huh? That doesn't make any sense. Besides, it's a bad habit to keep talking about what happened in the past.
You're right, I guess. It is in the past. Which means that my biological sister is now someone from my past that I stopped caring about 5 years ago.
What?
Bye.
Hey, hold on. You see, I texted you to tell you about my wedding. You might cry when you see the name of my fiancé on the invitation I sent you, though. You still have to come, though, because you're my sister after all. Hi, Alla. I didn't get your reply to my wedding invitation yet.
What? Oh, you said something about you getting married, right? I didn't get an invitation.
Huh?
Maybe you got the address wrong?
What? Your new address in End City was left to us by you as a note, and I'm pretty sure that's where I sent it.
I don't live in End City anymore. I moved 3 times over these past 5 years because of new jobs or relocation and stuff, which means I no longer live in End City, which my company assigned me to at the beginning. I don't think the Postal Service is going to be able to deal with it, so the invitation you sent me will probably be returned.
Oh, I get it. I see through your lies, Alla.
Huh?
I see. I don't blame you. You don't want to come anymore because you found out who my fiancé was, right?
I told you I didn't get an invitation.
But you need to come to the wedding. You know his family's a very high-class family, right? I can't let him think that the sister of his wife, who's going to be a part of his family soon, is a vagabond who ran away from home 5 years ago, and is also so heartless and inconsiderate as to not come to her adorable sister's wedding. His mother's really strict, so I need to make a good impression. So you must come.
Even if you tell me all that, I don't even know who the groom is.
It's written on the invitation, right? Stop lying. I know you had a good look at it.
But I didn't even get an invitation.
Lies.
This conversation won't go anywhere if you keep saying I lied.
I see. So you're gonna pretend you didn't get it no matter what, huh?
I'm not pretending though.
We can't seem to agree, so you don't need to reply to my invitation anymore. You're going to come to my wedding. You have to.
Then at least tell me the date and place. No matter what you say, it won't change the fact that it really didn't come. I don't know who the groom is, when the wedding will be, or where it's going to take place, so I won't be able to come even if I wanted to.
I'm telling you that it's written on the invitation. It's no use lying to me that you didn't get it. Read the invitation. Make sure to come to the wedding ceremony, and make sure to congratulate me and my fiancé with a smile on your face.
But I didn't get it.
You're getting annoying now. It's pathetic how you're trying to go through this lie. Bye.
Looks like you haven't changed in these 5 years.
Hi, sister. You're at the venue already, right?
By venue, do you mean wedding venue?
Of course.
I did arrive at the venue, but it's none of your business.
What are you talking about? Of course it's my business. It's my wedding.
Don't tell me you're going to tell me to do things on my wedding, are you?
What do you mean tell you to do things? You're here to ruin my wedding, right?
What?
It's so hilarious how you came to my wedding to take back your ex-boyfriend from me.
What? My ex-boyfriend?
But I'm not gonna let you have him.
What in the world are you talking about?
You're at the wedding venue in End City, right? That's what I wrote in the invitation after all.
What are you talking about? How many times do I have to tell you I never got an invitation?
And how many times do I have to tell you it's no use lying to me like that?
Hey, Anissa, could it be the case that today's your wedding?
Of course it is. You're at the wedding venue already, right? What are you trying to do asking me whether it's my wedding? But I have a surprise for you. That's not actually the wedding venue. You don't get it yet? The wedding invitation I sent you is a special one made for you specifically. I wrote a completely different wedding venue on just your invitation. It's an actual place, so there's a low risk that you find out. I mean, you actually did go, right? You're hilarious. Too bad you didn't get to steal your ex-boyfriend back.
Sorry to interrupt you while you seem to be having so much fun, but I just met with the groom earlier.
What?
We're going to a bridal fair that's being hosted at a wedding venue in the capital.
What? The capital? I wrote End City on your invitation.
I couldn't see it since it never came. The reason I came to the wedding venue is because I'm supposed to meet my boyfriend, who I'm going to marry, here for the bridal fair.
What? What do you mean a bridal fair? What are you talking about? But me and the groom are already at the wedding venue.
Oh my god, you still don't understand?
Understand what?
Your groom and my groom are two different people.
What?
I've told you this over and over, but I've never received your invitation, which means I don't know who your groom is or where the wedding venue is. I don't even know today was your wedding until now.
What are you talking about?
I couldn't ask mom and dad either since they have me blocked on their phones.
What? They blocked you?
Both mom and dad loved you more than me, right? I hated that house, so I left as soon as I graduated high school. After a while without texting them, I noticed that they had blocked me.
What? I thought that you left home and moved to a different town because you were in shock that I stole your boyfriend.
Huh? But I didn't even have a boyfriend in high school.
What? That's a lie. You were going out with Peter, right?
What? Peter?
I knew that you and Peter were a couple, so Peter comes from a very wealthy family, and I thought it was so unfair that he was your boyfriend, which is why I stole him.
Oh, Peter was the guy from the other class you thought was my boyfriend, right? The one you told everyone was my boyfriend?
What? I thought he was your boyfriend?
I only saw him at the student council meetings, though.
Yes, but you were always sitting next to him at those meetings, right? Whenever I took a peek at the room the meetings were being held, he would always be sitting next to you.
I don't know why you would watch those meetings, but I'll put that aside for now. We were supposed to sit in order of class at those meetings, so he would always sit next to me since he was from the class next door.
Huh? So that's why?
Those were the only times I would meet him during high school.
Then who in the world is your fiancé?
I guess I should tell you his name. My fiancé is Fyodor.
The vocal for the school's rock band?
Yes, that guy. He works from home, so he didn't hesitate coming with me every time I moved. It's been decided that I would be working at the company headquarters from now on, so we're going to get married because it seems that I'm finally going to be able to stay in one place.
No way. That's completely different too. Alla, cut my wedding right now.
What?
I told you before, right? Peter's family is a very high-class family. I can't be thought of as having a heartless and inconsiderate sister that won't come to my wedding.
But didn't you write a fake venue on just my wedding invitation?
I would have told them that I came up with a plan to make sure you didn't come to my wedding, since you would try and steal my groom who was also your ex-husband. I thought that they would approve of this.
I don't think so. And I'm not even his ex-girlfriend either.
But I thought that you were.
Sorry, but the bridal fair is about to start. It seems I was never actually invited in the first place. And it's strange how you've been texting me for so long, even though you're the bride of the wedding and should be really busy. Something must be happening over there. I don't want to get involved in whatever it is, and I don't intend on ever going back home either, since I already cut ties with you three.
Alla?
Well, that's it. Bye.
Hold on. This is going to be a problem for me. Please come here, Alla. My debt isn't going to get paid at this rate. I already bought a lot of things thinking Peter would share some money with me. Mom and Dad, too. They bought new bags and went on an overseas vacation and stuff. If I don't get married now, it's going to be a big problem. So please come. All you have to do is pretend like we get along. Alla!
It seems Anissa's wedding was canceled after all. Peter's family knew I was distant with my family, and they were going to decide what they would do with Anissa by seeing how they treated me once I came to the wedding. But on the day of the wedding, they found out that Anissa had sent me a wedding invitation with the wrong address. Not only that, but even after being told that I never got an invitation, she insisted that I was lying and didn't do anything about it. After seeing how cruel my sister was to me, they decided that the marriage between Peter and Anissa was going to be canceled. Thanks to Peter's family's kindness, Anissa and her parents were exempted from having to pay for the wedding ceremony. But it seems that both Anissa and her parents had been counting on Peter's money and splurged on a variety of expensive things. The three of them, now in huge debt, were taken away by some shady business, and no one has heard of them since.
Marvin, right now I don't have the money to send you off to college. Did you end up taking the entrance exam anyway, even after I told you this once already before?
Huh?
Even if you have luck on your side and pass that exam, I promised you that I'd only be able to pay to support you for a while longer, and that meant you're not going to college. Jesus, I cannot believe that you've gone ahead and done that, even with me saying no.
Mom? What are you even going on about right now? I thought I already discussed with you that I'm going to be getting a bit of scholarship money to help me out my first 2 years.
Huh?
A year ago, before Dad went overseas for work, I was discussing all of this with him, and you were with us there as well. The only one that seemed to be interested in what I was talking about was Dad at the time, but you did tell me congrats on the money, and that as long as whatever I was doing didn't get in the way of Kara, I was free to do it.
I said that?
I understand that with the illness that Kara has had, it's forced you and Dad to put a lot of money into her treatments, and those treatments have been going on for years now. And that's the reason why I've been trying my best and have made it to a point where I'll receive a bit of scholarship money from the state. Yet, you still want me to give up on going to college?
I told you that right after graduating from high school to get yourself a job and start making money for this family.
After all those times of you talking down to your siblings for never going to college and only ever working their whole lives, you're going to ask your own son to do the same as them?
Well, that's a different story.
Sure it is. I get that for the longest time now. While Kara has been so sick and in the hospital a lot of the time, you've been stressed out about life and take it out a lot on others. But Kara is getting better now, and you need to start thinking about changing how you think about things with the rest of us moving forward. I get it though. You still care a whole lot more about her than me, and will do anything to make sure she lives the life she wants. Even going and asking me to give up on my dreams of going to college for some reason you don't even agree with.
Well, if you understand how I'm feeling right now.
But Mom, I'm her older brother. And I'm not going to waste my potential by not going to school to gain a degree. I want to do well for myself, not just for better money, but so that I can support Kara as well if she ever needs something from me later in life. And that's why I want to go to college and study even more. I want to learn about all sorts of things and hope to one day find an amazing job where I can put all I've learned to use. Me going to college isn't just about me, Mom. It's about more than just me. It's about making sure that Kara has a safe future as well. I get that I don't have the most outstanding scores in the world, but with this money I'm getting from the state, and with my chances of at least getting in, I think I'll be okay. So please, stop trying to control what I do by saying that you don't have the money to pay for me or that you want me to work for your sake.
I get it. Well, as long as you're not going to cause any problems for Kara, then go right ahead and go to school. You really need to learn how to talk to your mom correctly, though. Marvin, did you get yelled at by your mom again? Well, I was sitting in front of the TV doing my rehabilitation work when I heard her talking about you in the kitchen.
You're talking about what just happened between us. Well, Mom was just trying to tell me that going to college would cost her a lot of money, and that's why she didn't want me going. But then I asked her if she'd forgotten about how I spoke with her and Dad about me getting a scholarship for 2 years, and that she wouldn't have to worry about paying for me. However, after mentioning that, she told me I should be working after high school to make money for the family. Then I told her about how she always spoke poorly of her family because they all went right to work after high school instead of going to college, and how it's odd she'd asked for me to do the same. Well, that seemed to have upset her a bit, but she wasn't able to make any more comments.
Ah, so that's what that was all about then. Mom really doesn't have a clue about how hard you've been working to get into college and everything without having to pay too much. Does she not even realize that you've been the one homeschooling me this whole time while I've been sick, and you've only just gotten a break from it now after I started to feel better and got back into the public schools?
I'm sure she doesn't care, but I'm really glad to hear that you're doing well in school with all those other kids now. So, thank you for being such a close listener as thank you for being such a close listener as my student.
Well, thank you for teaching me.
To be honest, I kind of like being your teacher. It helped me learn and train a bit about what it's really like to be a teacher, and that's something I'll be able to utilize later in life.
But still, I'm thankful that you were there to teach me after you got out of school.
No problem.
Marvin, I'm going to assume that the graduation ceremony is over now?
It's all finished. And as I thought, you didn't even bother coming to see me there. I can understand Dad not being there, as he's on the other side of the globe for work currently. But the only person in my grade that didn't have anyone come to see their graduation was me.
Is that so? Well, that's not of any interest at the moment. Right now, I have something to tell you now that you're no longer in school.
What?
Sometime before the end of the day, I want you to get out of my house.
Pardon me?
And the reason for this is because Kara is asking it.
Kara wants me to leave the house?
Kara has told me that she wants to be an only child now at home, so she's asked me to have you gone from the house.
Huh? Why would she ever say such a hurtful thing about me? There's no way she actually said that.
But she did. She did. And as for myself, I only believe that she's my true child, and that you're just some straggler. In other words, I don't need you in my life, Marvin. So don't even bother coming back home anymore.
If that's what you want, I guess I don't really care that I have to leave the house now. I've already taken most of my things out of my room anyway, so this isn't a problem at all.
Huh?
Are you going to say that you didn't notice a thing? Well, I guess I'll have to get you up to date on this. The college that I'll be going to in September is about 7 hours away from home.
Huh? 7 hours?
In other words, you have zero clue what college your son is about to be going to, do you? Well, I don't really care if you know where I go or not. Well, that's all I have to say to you. Goodbye forever, ex-mom.
Good morning, Marvin. I'm assuming that yesterday you were able to make it safely to an apartment near the college that you'll be attending this fall, right?
Good morning, Kara. That's right. Right after my graduation ceremony ended, I got into my car with a lot of my things and made the 7-hour trip to the apartment. I just had myself a small breakfast and am now starting on cutting into all of the boxes I brought along and setting my new place up.
Well, while you're at it, I'll be taking Mom off your hands and going out to play with her.
Well, I'll be waiting then.
And by the way, what did you do about the name on that apartment? Well, one of my friend's sisters who works for the realty business explained a lot of this to me in depth. She explained that since you're only just going into college, it might be hard for you to get an apartment on your own, both legally and because the school might not allow it.
Well, now that you brought that up, I forgot to mention that to either you or Mom. Well, I guess I really couldn't mention it at the time, but anyway, the name on this place is Dad's.
Is that right?
Actually, back in May, he came back to America for a month and was in town to see me. And while he was around, he came and helped me with all the things required to get me into this place.
That's a bit unexpected.
I understand that Mom is probably trying to get you to think that Dad is some kind of selfish man that doesn't really care all too much about us, but he's actually quite the opposite. He was very happy to come back to town to help me with the apartment and even paid for my first few months of rent.
Is that right?
And it'll only be another 3 months or so before he comes back from overseas for good, and we'll be living back in the States. So during that time, if you ever feel that you need someone to come and help you, and Mom's being a jerk about it, make sure to ask Dad for help, because I'm sure he'll come right to you.
You think so? All right then. And within another year or so, I think I will have the ability to break out of this place for good.
In only another year?
Well, when I'm old enough to get into high school, I should be able to make a plea to live on my own. And so I'm aiming for that time right now, so that everything goes smoothly and I can get the heck out of here. And I'm sure that will all be made easier if Dad and you are able to lend me a hand when I need it, you know? After all, when I leave her, I might need a place to stay, or at least a small amount of financial help.
I'm not sure what all you plan on doing there.
I'm still thinking through a lot of the details, so when I know more about what I want to do, I'll let you know. Kara, are you really planning to start playing tennis at high school? You must have heard about that from Dad. You can't do that. I want you to enter the debate club, please. Why should I go into debate? Because your body is far too weak right now for you to be playing any sports at all. And something like tennis, you need a lot more strength to play a sport like that. Well, from what I've heard the doctor tell me, I'm no longer sick and can get back to being a normal kid. You used to be in choir back when you were in middle school. You don't even want to join that club again? But in choir club, I still had to move around on stage a lot for some of the performances. What? Having to sing already uses a lot of one's strength, and then having to dance around at times and also stand up on stage for hours at a time. When we practiced after school, we'd even do a little bit of exercising to maintain proper muscle and everything for our shows. Excuse me? What did you think you were doing back then? You were so weak and still are, and they were making you exercise and all that? Well, that's why I'm saying this now. I've been over my sickness for over 3 years now, and a lot of my strength has come back to me, making me feel even better than ever. And that's partially due to me being able to exercise during choir back then. I understand you wanting to feel worried about me since I was sick for so long and without a whole lot of strength, but I'm no longer as weak as I was then and am ready to move on. I've already moved on, actually. But listen, Kara, going into something like tennis means you'll be busy all week long practicing. And you'll have to go to practice and games on the weekends. And another thing, I was finally able to get rid of that Marvin guy that kept living in our house all these years, so we finally have time to be together with one another in this house without anyone bothering us. So don't waste all that time that we could be spending together on something like tennis. Huh? What did you just say? Did you just say that Marvin was getting in our way? My brother? Your son? You told me a while back that you wanted to become an only child, right? And you and I both never really thought of Marvin as being a part of this family, right? Are you freaking kidding me, Mom? Was that something I said to you years and years ago when I was in the middle of being deathly ill? Because that sounds to me like something I said when going through all those treatments and being on loads of medication. Well, if I did say something like that, I didn't mean it at all. What do you mean? I mean that I probably meant to say something else. Like how it felt like I was an only child because Marvin had to sacrifice his time to become another parent of mine. Maybe I meant that had I never been born, Marvin could have lived a better life at home with his mother. Huh? Of course, right now I don't think anything like that anymore, and I'm very happy that I had someone like Marvin as my older brother to be around the house all day with me. It's because of him stepping in to homeschool me that I was able to get right back into public schooling when the doctors let me out of the hospital and allowed me to start moving on my own. And as for the high school exams that he had to focus on while doing all of that for me, you told him he couldn't study for those exams because he had to be at home to take care of me while you went off somewhere. So you know what he did? He stayed up all night on the computer after I fell asleep and studied his butt off. And then when it came time to help me study, he'd forgot about all his work and only focused on me. And guess what else? While he was so focused on making sure my grades were okay and that I'd be able to make it to high school, he was still working his butt off for his college entrance exam, and even passed those too. I'm seriously going to be forever grateful to him after all those years he had to sacrifice for me, while also finding ways to keep pushing himself forward. Kara! And so to help make going to high school a lot easier for myself, I'll be moving to Marvin's apartment and leaving this town. Huh? You're moving out? Actually, I already had all my stuff moved out of the house and am currently on a plane heading to him. I told him that the STEM-based school near his college is where I wanted to go, and so he offered that I stay at his place while going there. What are you even talking about, Kara? I know for a fact that you'll be starting class soon at the high school in town with all your friends, right? This has been the high school you've been wanting to go to for a long time now, right? Huh? Are you sure about that? I get that you wanted me to go there since it was in town and has a really good debate team, which you wanted me on. But I told you already that I someday want to become an engineer, and that's why I'm going to a school that focuses on that style of learning. Excuse me? The plane is going to land soon, so the plane Wi-Fi will cut off at any moment now. Thank you for all those years of taking care of me. Kara! Bye-bye. Marvin, you took my little girl from me. What the heck do you think you're doing, taking her from me?
She was the one that told me she applied to go to the STEM school here this fall.
Excuse me? Have you all forgotten just how much I devoted and worked to care for Kara while she was deathly sick and needed me?
Devoted, huh?
What's with that?
I don't think I'll have another chance to say this after today, so I'll let you know right now. I'm not sure if you understand that when you say you've devoted yourself to her, you actually just mean you want to use her as a way to make yourself feel good. Like you use the fact that you helped her to control her and the rest of us.
Huh? What the hell does that mean?
When Carl was in the hospital getting treated and at home from time to time, you were always the one that went to be with her the most. But you were only ever there, and that's all.
Huh? I was always with her the moment she had to be admitted to the day they finished working on her, right? It's not like someone with no knowledge of medicine could do anything more for her besides be with her, right? So that's what I did.
And it is very important that you would go be with her to talk to her and such. But from what she's told me about you, you would rarely ever let her speak, instead going on tangents about yourself and the life you have. And at times when other families would be there with their sick relatives, you'd begin to speak louder so that everyone had to hear about you and your sick daughter. And sometimes what you start yelling about wasn't even appropriate for the hospital, and you caused all those other families a lot of stress. Remember that it wasn't just you going to the hospital to see Kara, and when I would go in, I'd have to apologize for everything you do.
Huh?
I had a lot of families and doctors and nurses tell me I must live a very tough life at home with you, since you had your high schooler son apologizing for the way you behaved. And another thing, you seem to forget a lot of the most basic things when it came to caring for your daughter. Bringing things like new clothes and stuff for her to change into.
Huh?
It took a lot of effort from both Dad and I to have to help with all of Kara's laundry, especially when she was becoming a teen and she began to change. Normally, someone like you should be in charge of that, but you never seemed to think about Kara's needs. So at one point, Grandma realized that Dad and I needed help and would start stopping by the hospital to grab her dirty clothes and clean them for us.
She was doing that?
Also, the reason for Dad having to start working overseas wasn't something he chose to do out of his own wants. He didn't choose to leave us to try and escape from caring for Kara, but rather to get the pay increase that came from it, so that we could afford her treatments.
Wait, that was his reason for leaving?
And when it comes to Kara's schooling, I was the one who had to school her for most of her time in the hospital and at home because she wasn't able to go to school anymore, right?
Well, I never once saw you teaching her anything from those homeschool kits.
The only reason you never saw me teaching her anything is because you hated being around me when I was with her. So you only chose to go to the hospital or come in the room when I wasn't around.
But
So, what did you do, Mom? Can you give me some concrete examples of what you did to care for her?
Well,
I'm sure you can't give me an answer, can you? I already gave the answer to that question. So now all you're left with is empty words. So do you understand now why things are the way they are?
But I'm Kara's mother.
It looks like Kara will be arriving here in just a few minutes.
Huh?
Don't worry about it. You can leave everything to do with Kara in my hands now. See ya.
You hold it right there, Marvin. I already bragged to all the other moms in my friend group about how she'd be going and joining the debate team at the high school in town. I made it seem as though she would be the most amazing student ever there as well. After years of having to battle her sickness with the help of her mother, she's still able to go to high school and win debates for her school. That would be amazing, right? Right? I have to be able to show all those people that my daughter is going to those debate tournaments and to school with great grades. If I can't, then there will be no reason for me to brag about her. Hey, can you try and convince her into coming back here and going to school? Marvin, give me back my girl!
When I began to think that was her final text to me, my mom would then send another asking me to give Kara back to her. So to keep myself from losing my sanity, I blocked her number. And as for my father and what he'd do about Mom, he ended up divorcing her about a month after that. It turns out that my father was able to come work at an office in town near my college and Kara's high school. And so he's been able to meet with her whenever she gets out of class. He's living on his own right now outside of town, but every once in a while we all get together to go out for dinner or something and catch up. And then there's a story of what's happened to my mom since then. After learning about her husband divorced her, and having lost both her kids, she decided to leave her house and go back to her hometown. But a lot of people back home didn't like her very much anymore. And not a single person came to her side as she cried for help. These days, I think she's still back in her hometown working pretty basic jobs, but I can't be too sure of that since I haven't heard anything about her now. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story. Hey Shannon, it's been 5 years, right?
Who is this?
Huh? You know me, right? Stop joking around. We miraculously reunited today, didn't we?
What are you talking about? Please tell me your name or I won't know what you're talking about.
Fine, I'll tell you. It's me, Tariq.
Huh?
Your ex-husband, Tariq?
How do you have my account information?
You seriously? You don't know yet? You came to the entrance ceremony at the kindergarten yesterday, right?
The entrance ceremony? Your child goes to the same kindergarten as mine?
Yep, she's my second child. It seems that my daughter is in a different class as your daughter, though. But it seems like a child of my wife's friend is in the same class as your child, so you must have exchanged contact information with her. She gave your contact information to my wife, which is how I got it.
Could you not hand out my contact information like that?
Calm down. I have no intention of getting back together with you or something. My wife knows I have your contact information, so there's no need to worry.
Your wife is Sarah, right? The woman you cheated on me with 5 years ago, which was the cause of our divorce and also an old friend of mine. It's obvious she finds the situation hilarious.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I think it's hilarious as well.
Don't contact me anymore.
What?
I guess it can't be helped if we see each other at the kindergarten, but I have no intention of being friendly with you two. Bye.
This gets more and more hilarious the more I think about it. If you, who was infertile, were at the kindergarten, then that must mean that you married someone who already had children.
Huh?
Even if you come to the entrance ceremony pretending to be a mother, it's not your actual child, so It's a bit funny thinking about it.
So you still think I'm infertile?
But you couldn't bear a child in the 3 years that we were together, right? Mom said that if a woman can't bear a child in 3 years, then she must be infertile.
But I never even gotten myself tested for infertility. It must have just been bad timing.
But the truth is that you couldn't have a child, which means that you're infertile. You knew this, and that's why you married a single father, right?
I'm my husband's first wife, and the child that was born between us is also his first child.
Stop being delusional.
I'm delusional?
Yeah, these are the sad fantasies of a woman who can't give birth. You really are strange.
Fine. Our children go to the same kindergarten, so we'll probably see each other again whether we want to or not. So I'll tell this to you now to prevent any misunderstandings in the future.
What is it?
I've already given birth to 3 children.
Huh?
My eldest son, who's 3 years old, the one who came to the entrance ceremony yesterday, and 2 twin daughters who were half a month ago.
Huh? You're infertile but have 3 children? That means your husband had 3 children with his previous wife, right? Stop making weird excuses. It's confusing.
I gave birth to all 3 of them.
But you're infertile and...
I told you that I gave birth after we divorced. Do you not understand that what I'm trying to say is that I'm not infertile?
Huh? You gave birth to them?
Yes, that's what I told you multiple times. Oh, and it's not like I underwent some sort of infertility treatment. I gave birth to them naturally.
Then why didn't you get pregnant in the 3 years you were married to me?
Why are you asking me that?
Tell me.
All I know is that there were no problems with my body. You think about what other possibilities there might have been. Goodbye.
Because of you, my wife took my children and went to her parents' house.
What? Don't get me involved in your fights, please.
I'm not involving you. This is your fault. I wanted to find out whether you had actually given birth to your son, so I dropped off and picked up my child to and from kindergarten as much as possible so I could have a chance to meet you.
Oh, you're talking about 10 days after the entrance ceremony, right? I was with my husband, right?
Yes, that husband. I tried to talk to you, but as I tried to approach, you suddenly appeared from behind your back. I thought I had seen him before, and so I looked closely at his face, which is when I noticed that he was the executive director at my office.
Apparently, I only found out when he told me after we got married.
I know that he has a son the same age as my daughter. When I heard that his wife gave birth to twin daughters a few months ago, does that mean that what you were saying was true?
I see. So that's why you ran off without even talking to me, your face pale. I haven't seen you since, but I'm not complaining.
Something terrible has happened to me.
What?
I did a bit of research after that and found out that men being infertile is more common than I thought. I did a DNA test with my child. The result was, well, he was my child.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, but my wife found that I had done a DNA test behind her back, and she got furious at me for suspecting her of cheating.
Oh, and that's why she took your children and went to her parents' house. But I don't see how that has anything to do with me.
If you hadn't said anything strange, I would have never have done a DNA test.
Wouldn't this have never happened if you never bothered me in the first place?
Then why did you reply to my text?
Because you still insisted that I was infertile, and you even said that my husband was a single father or something. Don't you think it was only natural for me to get annoyed and correct you?
But you were supposed to be infertile.
You were just being delusional. If you have the time to complain to me like this, then why don't you make up with your wife instead? Bye.
This is so unfair. You're so much less attractive than me, but you're the wife of an executive director? And to think that he works at the same company as Tariq. To think that she would get married with someone even better than Tariq after he threw you away. I stole Tariq from you, only for you to find someone even better. Unfair. That's so unfair. I'm gonna steal this new husband of yours.
I can't do this anymore.
Huh?
My family's on the verge of collapse again.
Oh, you're talking about how Sarah tried to seduce my husband into going to a hotel together, right? I heard that Sarah was a newly hired part-time worker at you and my husband's client company. Apparently, my husband filed a complaint, so it's only a matter of time before she gets fired, though.
What is this? Ever since I met you at the kindergarten again, my life has been crumbling apart piece by piece.
You're making this my fault again? Is this a hobby of yours or something?
Why did you put your child into that kindergarten? Did you do it on purpose? You were jealous of me and Sarah and...
I don't have enough time on my hands for such stupid matters.
You're saying this is stupid?
Yes, no matter how you look at it.
What?
Why don't you calm down and think about this logically? It just happened to be the case that we enrolled our children in the same kindergarten. I didn't do anything to you. Do you understand that?
Uh-oh.
Which means that if you hadn't went out of your way to get my contact information just to annoy me, this never would have happened. Don't make me repeat myself over and over.
Shannon, I turned in my divorce papers earlier. So could you get divorced as well and get back together with me?
Huh?
Let's just give custody of our children to our current partners and give birth to children of our own. It seems that neither of us are infertile, so you were getting a bit old to give birth, but you can handle one more, right?
Jesus, will you seriously never leave me alone?
What?
It's been medically proven that too much stress makes it more difficult to have children.
What? What are you trying to say?
Don't you get it?
Huh?
You bothering me like this all the time is a huge source of stress. Your parents were the same when they were living with us.
My parents?
Yes, they were just like you. Every time I met them, the first thing they would say was, "Give us a grandchild." They would tell me this more than a dozen times each day, which almost drove me to insanity.
But they never said that to Sarah.
Of course they didn't.
What?
You have an older child, right? Sarah got pregnant with this child, which is also why you divorced me. They wouldn't tell her to give birth to a grandchild if she already did, would they? Judging by what you said earlier, it seems that Sarah got custody of the child, so if I were to marry you again, I would be thrust back into the same hell as before with them telling me to give them a grandchild over and over. Why would I do that?
Fine, I'll keep an eye on them and make sure they don't say that to you anymore.
But I have no intention of divorcing my husband, and I have no intention of letting go of my children either.
What? Really?
Why did you even think that I want to get back together with you in the first place? There's no chance no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, but if the two of us loved each other enough...
I lost my last ounce of love for you when I found out you cheated on me with Sarah.
What? Then what should I do now? I already got divorced.
I don't know.
Just open the front door, will you?
What?
I came to pick you up. I know that the executive director doesn't go to work on Mondays. This is our chance to make an escape without being bothered. Come on, I'm outside the backyard. I can come in if I break the window in the living room. Hold on. If I could just get a hold of you for a day, then you'll have no choice but to get divorced.
Are you an idiot?
Huh? Is that how you talk to your husband?
If the executive director doesn't go to work on Mondays, then he isn't at the office now, right?
Yeah, that's why...
Then doesn't that mean there's a high probability that he's currently at home? In fact, he is.
Huh?
Apparently he's going to tell the company about this.
No way.
We already called the police, by the way.
I hear sirens.
There's no use trying to run anymore. Goodbye. I didn't expect that he would try and break in our house and get caught by the police. Not long after that, Tyreek was fired from his job. We received an alimony from Tyreek and Sarah, and after that placed a restraining order on them. I haven't seen them since. Apparently, both of their families got involved in a fight over who would get custody of their children. Since neither of the parents were functioning adults, the grandparents of the children had to settle things for them. Each family would gain custody of one child, and they would be adopted by relatives. The relatives of both Tyreek and Sarah cut ties with their families. It seems the 6 of them, Tyreek, Sarah, and their 4 parents, all are currently unemployed. There are eyewitness accounts saying that they were living together under a bridge, but it's uncertain where they really went.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Faye, it's been too long. I have something to tell you. I just went and took your boyfriend from you. So sorry for stealing the one man that could ever love you. But this is all your fault, right? All throughout high school, I'd been taking great care of you, yet you went ahead and started going out with such a good-looking and high-spec man before even asking me if that was okay. So as a form of punishment, I'm taking him away from you. The only thing about you that makes you better than me is your youth, but besides that, a man of his type belongs to me. Someone with the build and future like his has to end up with a woman as gorgeous and smart as me. Next time, you'd better think twice before going out and starting a relationship with a man who is meant for me. By the way, not only have you not sent me a reply yet, but you haven't even been reading these dang messages. How long are you going to try toughing all of this out? I'm sure you can see all of your notifications going off right now. At a time like this, you should be picking up your phone and telling me just how much it hurts to have your man stolen by me. Since you're not hurting enough to say anything just yet, allow me to punish you even more. Just a little bit ago, I was proposed to by your boyfriend. This man you keep talking about as being my boyfriend is someone that I've never even met before. Oh, so that's how much things are stinging for you now? I'm sure you're aware just how little he cares about you now since he's asked me to marry him. Bye. You better kill off all those feelings for him now, or else they will continue to eat you alive until one day you go crazy for him. Eric, good morning.
Good morning, Faye.
Congratulations on your marriage.
Hey, thank you so much.
I'll be arriving at the wedding venue really soon, so will there be time for me to talk with the bride and meet all of her family before everything starts?
Oh, that's right. You've still never seen or even heard about who my new wife is.
Yeah, that's right. When I first heard about how you'd be getting married and all that, it was just after I had given birth to my baby, so things were a bit too busy for me at the time. I had also become pretty sick due to being so weakened by the childbirth, so that really didn't help things at my house. And, well, I just never had the chance to come out and see who you'd been with. And you were never given a chance to come out and see me. I wasn't even able to make it to see her family or anything with Mom and Dad because I had to be at home dealing with a sick baby a few months later. And what do you know, it's already your wedding day and I still have no clue who you're married to. I know her name is Sunny, but besides that, I really don't know anything else.
I heard all about your situation from Mom while you had been pregnant and dealing with childbirth, and all I can say is things must have been really tough for you. Have you started to get any better? Have things started to get any better?
Of course, I'm doing a lot better now. That's why I'm on my way right now to come and see your wedding. I made it clear to my mother-in-law that my husband and I would be coming out to your wedding today, so she stopped by this morning to watch after our baby. So now I'll be able to put all my time and energy into you guys.
Oh, that's a relief to hear. I was a little worried you were forcing yourself to come out and see the wedding, but hearing that you're all better is great. But I am a little sorry about this. I don't think there will really be any time for you to meet the bride before the wedding starts. The car that she's riding in got into a little bit of an accident on the way here, so she'll be coming late with the help of another of today's guests.
Wait, is everything all right with her?
Yeah, she's fine. It was just a little fender bender, but she couldn't stick around to deal with the car, so she got a ride and she'll be here soon. I think one of her family members will stay behind who was driving the car to talk with the police and such. But this will be cutting it very close if she's able to make it here soon.
I see. Well, I know you both are very busy right now, so I won't even bother to take any more time from you or your bride.
I'll let her know that you were really wanting to meet with her before the wedding starts.
All right, thank you. Once we get there, please allow my husband and I to celebrate your marriage with all the energy we can.
Sure thing. Go right ahead.
Hello? Why the hell are you here? Why would you be at the wedding of your ex-boyfriend who threw you away from me? What? Did you come here to try and get him back from me? Oh, so that really was you that I just saw a minute ago. What the heck were you thinking splashing that coffee all over me without at least introducing yourself first? You are getting in the way of my wedding today. That's why I had to take immediate action to make sure you knew I wasn't going to be playing any games here. What? Your wedding? Oh no. When my brother said he was getting married to his Sonny, he was talking about you? Huh? Your brother? The groom of today's wedding, Eric, is my older brother. I never asked my brother what your last name was, so at the time I was thinking he was with another girl named Sunny. And why is your last name different from what it was back in high school? Did you take the last name of a new father or something when your mother got remarried? Yes, I did, because that's what my mom wanted me to do. No. Right now is not the time to be talking about my family name. Stop trying to make up lies about not even knowing that I'm the one getting married to Eric today. You really think I'm going to believe that you just assumed he'd be marrying another Sonny? Forget it. I can see right through your lies. I'm not lying about anything, though. I really didn't know that you were the one getting married to Eric today, and Eric really is my brother. I already met his younger sister back when his parents and my parents all got together. What? That's his other younger sister, Kim. Shut up already. I'm not even going to bother listening to any more of your lies. Now you get the hell out of this building because I do not have the patience to deal with your ignorant and immature attitude. Would you calm down for just 2 seconds, Sonny? Excuse me? I remember you sending me a whole thing of text messages a year ago going on about something I had zero clue at all about. Oh, you're talking about that time I told you how I had stolen Eric from you. But the thing is, Eric is my older brother. You're still going to use that lie on me? The only sister that Eric has is Kim and nobody else. He never once brought up a sister named Faye to me, so just stop trying already. There are 3 of us, though. The oldest is Eric, and then there's me, and then there's our little sister, Kim. Now you're really starting to bug me here. I already don't have a lot of time as it is after what I've been through, but now you and all your lies are just eating up into the remainder of my time. It's no use, then. You're not listening to a thing I say. Hurry up and leave this place. Guess I'll have to, then. I'll go, but make sure you take good care of Eric for me. Huh? How much longer are you going to act like he's your brother? If you even try to come back in here, I will make no hesitation in calling the police. Eric, I'm going to leave the wedding venue, all right?
What? Why right now? Shouldn't you be getting your hair done up by one of the hairstylists right now, before the wedding starts?
Well, the thing is, I walked away from my husband for a little bit to start heading to the dressing room to get my hair done, and on the way I ran into Sunny. That's when she told me to get out of here and never come back.
Huh?
Your wife, Sunny, she used to go to the same high school as me and was in the same club, but 3 grades higher than me, of course.
So this would mean that the 2 of you have met one another many times before?
Yeah. Since she was a senior, by the time I entered high school, she graduated after my first year there. But even after graduating, she would come back to the school after hours and come show her face while I was practicing. However, during that time, she made the mistake of thinking that I had a relationship with the teacher who ran our club, and she started to pick on me a lot for that.
Wait. Does this mean that she was the one who came up to you with that jug of water and poured it all over you when you were a senior?
Yeah, that was her. But after I'd graduated from school, her mom married another man and she took the name of him, so I never really knew she would end up being the same Sonny you'd been with. Also, she thinks right now that I used to be your ex-girlfriend and will not listen to me when I explain that I'm your little sister to her. I wish I would have brought a picture of you and I together along with Kim.
Why the hell? Why is she so confused about who you are to me?
About a year ago, I got these random messages from her that I had no clue what to think about. I can send you screenshots of what all she said to me back then, as well as of the conversation her and I just had after she kicked me out. I think you'd understand things a lot quicker that way. Actually, I'm going to give my husband my phone and he'll go and bring it to you. Then you can view everything she said to me. I'll leave the rest up to you after you've read everything she said.
Understood.
come back to the wedding venue right now. Hey, why didn't you say anything to me sooner? I have called you over 200 times now, and you have still not said a dang thing. I was wondering why you weren't saying anything to me, and that's when I found out that Eric has your phone now. Why would you give him your phone? Ugh, my wedding has been canceled now. Why won't you freaking say anything to me? The whole wedding and marriage, it's all gone now. Eric and you both are brother and sister. You were really telling me the truth back then? I was told by Eric that he had a talk with you a long time ago about how one of his sisters was pregnant at the time and hadn't been feeling well after having her baby, hence why she was never able to see you. Well, I don't remember that conversation. But here's something I need to know about before that. Why would you think someone like me was once a girlfriend of Eric's? 2 years ago, I heard about how you were going out with a man who had the same last name as you. And a little while after hearing that, I saw you walking with Eric down the street. I went and followed Eric back to his apartment after you parted ways with him, and that's when I saw he had the same last name as you, which led me to believe that he was your boyfriend. You followed him home? I did, because I wanted to steal him from you so badly. Well, you weren't wrong when you said you heard my boyfriend and I shared the same name at the time. He is currently my husband now, and we do in fact have the same last names. At first we found that really funny that we both had the same last name, which meant if we got married, we wouldn't have to change anything. And, well, after a few years of dating, things became serious, which led to us actually tying the knot. I'm not sure who you heard from that I was going out with someone who had the same last name as me. But at least I know you mistook my older brother for the wrong man then and went after him. I mistook your boyfriend and your older brother then? Yeah. So? What? Why have you been trying to get in touch with me so much? Why have I been... I was hoping you wanted to talk with me again to say that you would be paying for both my dress and shoes that you ruined when you poured all that hot coffee on me. Huh? No. The reason that even happened to you in the first place is because you were hiding the truth from me. Back when I had first texted you about stealing your boyfriend, you should have told me you had no idea who I was talking about, or that you had no memory of me taking him. I did tell you that, though. What? At that time, I was dealing with being sick and caring for my baby, so I didn't have the time to sit back and talk with you. You were already upsetting me by the amount of messages you were sending me, so I had to have a look and see what was up. That's why I just sent you a message saying I didn't know what boyfriend you were talking about because I was already married then and just assumed that you would shut up. What? If you go back and have a look at the conversation we had last year, you'll see what I'm talking about. I had just had a look at our chat history right now, and I can see exactly what I said to you. Huh? So that's enough from you now, right? Goodbye. Eric! Hey, come on, please forgive me. I know that things really started off on the wrong foot, but right now I really do love you and want you back. So this whole thing about getting a settlement from me and asking for me to pay off that whole wedding, please stop all of that.
Would you cut it the hell out with all those damn phone calls?
Eric! Right now, I'll make my way over to your house, so please give me one last chance to talk with you.
Don't you freaking dare.
What?
Back when Faye was in her senior year, you went and poured a whole jug of water on her while she was practicing, and then sent her home crying that day. When I asked Faye what all caused that, she told me you had the wrong idea, and that led you to become upset with her. Yet Faye didn't do anything wrong, however you went and hurt her anyway. And at that time, Faye didn't want to tell anyone, like our parents or me, what had been going on between you, because she just wanted to graduate school without there being any further drama. The thing is, though, I will never forget how badly she was crying when she came back to the house drenched in freezing cold water. I was so freaking close to actually marrying the one person I hate the most.
Then I'll make sure to become closer to Faye so that she won't hate me anymore. All right? That way there would be no more problems between you and I.
Shut your freaking mouth. I've already talked with my lawyer about the settlement I'm asking for. Pay it off soon or you'll be seeing us in court. And pay it all off. Then after that, don't you dare come around my family or me again. You hear me?
Eric? And there you have it. The marriage of Eric and Sunny ended in a spectacular fashion, as he would no longer be calling her his wife and would be getting loads of money from her. They had actually been planning to go to the courthouse after the wedding, so they weren't legally married, which was fantastic for Eric. But in Sunny's case, things would only become worse for her. Sunny wasn't able to pay for the whole wedding and that settlement, so her parents both had to step in for her and pay up. But in order for them to do that, they had to sell their house and their land. Both of her parents then had to move in with Sunny's younger sister, who, by the way, was in the same grade as me back in high school, where they would be living until they could afford a new place. Of course, Sunny was not allowed to move in with them, being told 7 times at her sister's front door to screw off. She was then told by her father to pay them back all the money they had to sacrifice on her, and until that happened, they would be cutting all ties to her. Now, having been exiled from her whole family and having nowhere else to really go after that, Sunny is in the next town over working on a very small farm where she's housed by the farmer and his family while making very little money. Since the farm is pretty far outside the actual town, she never gets any chances to go out and see anyone. So she'll be spending a long time on that farm all alone. As for my brother and what happened with him after getting paid the full settlement, he moved back home to my parents' house. There he would start living with both my parents again, of course, as well as with our younger sister Kim, who was in the middle of going to college. He was very heartbroken by what all he had learned about, and the fact that the woman he loved was also the very same woman he hated. However, over time, he learned to forget about her. Now, while Sunny is having to slave away on that farm, he's starting to focus more on himself, and has just gotten himself a promotion and everything at that company he's been at for 7 years. I'm sure being single and going into his 30s wasn't how he wanted things to end up, but every time I see him, he seems to be happier and happier with things, and has put more of that money into things like travel and hobbies. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Anthony? Hey, are you really not feeling like leaving that condo anytime soon?
What? You're going on about that again, Sienna? Sienna, when are you going to finally understand my current situation instead of always acting like everything I say and do is a lie? I'm starting to lose faith in all these explanations I keep giving you about myself.
As you should, because there's no point in lying to me all the time about what you're currently doing. I won't begin to understand you until you begin to tell me the truth. So, Anthony, why are you not able to ever understand any of the things I explained to you? That condo, the one you currently live in as well, is the condo that your older brother, who is making $1 million a year, who is also my husband, bought for us. In other words, I'm the only one with the right to live there besides him. Are you not embarrassed to be sitting around in our house all the time like a parasite?
Then you're saying my mom also does not have the right to live there, even though her husband just passed away not too long ago and she's lonely right now?
As for your mom, well, she's currently working, and as long as she's putting money into the house, I don't mind having her live with us. But you went and quit your job out of nowhere, and the moment your brother said it was fine for you to move in with us, you had all your things shoved through our front door and started staying with us. And ever since that day, you haven't even tried to look for a new job, instead sitting around all day in that room my husband gave you, doing nothing at all with your life.
You're not working either, Sienna.
There's no reason for me to be working right now. Don't relate a housewife like myself to whatever sad mess you are. Also, it's natural for the husband's wife to be living in the same place as him, right? You're in no place to tell me I can't live here just because I'm not working now.
And that's why I've told you plenty of times before. I left that job I had before so that I could help my brother with his job, as well as get the required certifications that I need to go and work with him full time. And this whole building happens to be a part of the company. Therefore, I'm allowed to live here just like any other employee who works there. There's a place for everyone in my brother's family here, which means you don't have to act like I'm taking up this whole condo, when it was made specifically for all of us to be here. Now let me ask, why haven't you come and moved in yet?
Because I am waiting for you to get out of there before bringing all my stuff.
What? Why?
Listen, Anthony, I'm saying all of this for your own good. That condo is my wealthy husband's place to make his home, and with his mother willing to work a job and help pay the bills, she's allowed a spot there. But the fact that you just climbed on in and haven't left that place since to work or go out and study, that's what makes you the definition of a parasite.
Do you even know the definition of a parasite?
If you don't want to be called such a nasty thing anymore, go out and find a job and then get out of our condo. Until you are officially moved out of there, I am not going to stop pestering you about it.
Colt, do you have a second to talk? Oh, hey, Anthony, what do you want to talk about? Is this about studying for that exam you have coming up? Actually, that's all been going pretty well for me. I've been making sure to study for at least 4 hours a day. However, I want to talk to you about your wife right now. I don't think I can stand her for much longer, Colt. Was she saying even more things to you? These days she's texting me around 1 to 2 times telling me to get out of your condo. Then she'll go on about how I'm doing nothing at all with my life and won't even listen to my explanations about why she is wrong. I've told her before that this whole building is a part of the company, which means that I'm allowed to live here since I'm technically working with you. Yet she won't even listen to that. I see. I'm sorry for saying this to you all the time. I'm sure she's far more trouble around you than she is around me. No, I'm sorry that you're having to continue putting up with her when you've done nothing to deserve that kind of treatment. Today I accidentally told her that she does have a room here with you and that she doesn't have to keep whining about me taking up her space. Was that too soon of me? No, that's fine. You can tell her it's okay to come now. If she really were to move out right now, I wouldn't be bothered by it because my room is already set up completely, so she can come sleep with me and then work on setting up her hobby room during her free time. Oh, that's a good point. Thank goodness. I really am sorry, though, for all the trouble she's causing you. I was really hoping that things would go a little more smoothly so that we could all be happy and not have to fight. I don't think she even understands that part of the reason why things have been taking so long with moving into the condo is because we have to renovate a lot of things still. I really want that office for you and I completed soon, but that's not stopping her from moving in, and neither are you. I wish you would just be a little bit more open-minded. This whole building still has a lot of work that needs to be done, so I really need to get back to focusing on that completely. Having to run a company like that really must be a stressful job, huh? Kind of is. Well, things should be calming down here soon, right? That's right. I can already see the end of this long and tiresome tunnel. You also know that things are coming to a close here soon then, which means we'll both have to act soon. Let's both do our best when the time comes to finish things off. All right. Thank you for being by my side here, Anthony.
Anthony, tomorrow I'll be moving into that condo.
What? Oh, now that I think about it, your lease on that apartment is pretty much over with now.
That's right. Honestly, the fact that I have to move into that condo now, knowing that you have still not moved out of there like I've asked so many times, pisses me off. Not only do I have to move in now because my lease is ended, but I have to do so with you still acting all comfortable there.
By the way, tomorrow my brother has the day off work, right?
Well, it is the day that I'll be moving into his condo. It also seems that he's taking care of a lot of the trouble within his company now. So now I'll have a chance to talk with him in person about hiring an exterminator to deal with the parasite that's still living within his home. Hey, Anthony!
Oh, hey, Sienna. You should be in the middle of moving in, correct? What's happened that has you calling me so many times like that?
Have you gone and told my husband something that's not true?
What? I'm very sorry, but I really don't have any idea what you're trying to assume that I've done.
I do not like riding in cars very much as it makes me feel very sick. So I took some medicine to make me fall asleep for the ride over to the condo and wasn't awake the whole entire time. I was just told that we had arrived, so I opened my eyes. This place, this isn't the condo I was told about. This is Brandon's family's house.
Brandon? Ah, you're talking about the man you've been cheating on my brother with.
Wait, what?
So what you're trying to say right now is this. After having sent all of your things out of the old apartment with the moving company, you and my brother got into his car and rode in it all the way there. And to your surprise, the place you were going wasn't this condo, but to your secret boyfriend's house, right?
So you know all about this already? What the hell is up with you, Anthony? And what the hell is going on here?
I'm only telling you the things I've been told by my brother about you.
What?
Originally, Colt had only sent the remainder of his things to this condo in those moving trucks because he already knew what was going on with you and that Brandon guy. But when I showed him all the things you had been saying to me about being a parasite and not working a job, he knew you had no right to speak about that. Especially when you're nothing but a stranger to us.
What? What do you mean, a stranger? Why would he be calling his own wife a stranger now?
Sienna!
Colt.
You just learned that I'd known about you cheating on me, yet you still have the nerve to call yourself my wife?
Things aren't what you think, Colt. That man, Brandon, he's nothing more than a friend of mine, and we haven't done anything together.
I have a whole lot of evidence that points to you lying right now.
What?
I can see you don't know what's been going on still. But Brandon just so happened to be Anthony's old co-worker.
Huh?
And all this started when my brother noticed you and him coming out of a hotel together while he was on his way home from the office. He was very troubled by what he has seen, but took the chance to tell me what he saw. Hearing that from him, I called a detective to have him take a deeper look into you.
You've been using a detective now?
After a few weeks of having him look into you and the man you've been with, he found out that you have both been a thing since before we got married. And the only reason you ever ended up marrying me in the first place is because you both knew I've been running my own company, and that you could use me as your ATM. The main reason why you wanted my money so badly was because you needed me to help you pay off all that debt you'd been in. Then when you found out about the condo I'd bought, you intended on using that as a place to make love to Brandon until my mom and I were fully moved into it. But that's when you ran into my brother living there, and without even caring about his explanation that he's working for me and studying, started calling him a parasite in hopes of getting him to leave.
What the heck? Why did you both find out about this? This is all because of your little brother. I knew he was trouble the moment I ran into him.
What are you talking about? This is all because of you and your boyfriend you've been keeping behind my back. Don't even try pushing the blame onto my little brother now.
All right, okay. I'll break up with Brandon now if you want.
Huh?
Well, to be completely honest with you, I don't care about all the debt that he's gotten himself into. I already had my debts paid off, so I don't need to listen to what he says anymore. He was the one that got me all wrapped up in this in the first place. Now that I've started to see the full situation, I know that you're the only man that makes me happy, and that's why I married you. Please, believe me.
Would someone that really married me because they're happy with me continue going to hotels with that man after our wedding? I told you I have all the evidence. No matter what you have to say to me now, our divorce is set in stone. And what I mean by that is we're already divorced.
Huh?
A little while back, you stayed out way too late. And when I said I wanted you home earlier, you came home and gave me divorce paperwork that you had already filled out. You then went and threatened me by saying you could divorce me whenever you wanted to.
What? No way. You used that divorce paperwork?
I did. And I handed them into the courthouse completely filled out just the other day, which means that you and I are nothing more than strangers now.
This has to be a lie, right?
Now, here's the thing. Just because we're divorced now doesn't wash away your sins of cheating on me that whole time we'd been married. And so I'll be getting a settlement from both you and Brandon.
A settlement?
And if you'd like to know where all of your things were sent to, they're at Brandon's family house already. That was all a choice made by your parents, by the way.
What?
This is what your dad wanted me to tell you, so I'll let you hear this now. If you wanted to be with Brandon so bad, then here's your chance to do just that. Please have your marriage form handed into the courthouse in the next 100 days, or else you're coming home to us.
Huh?
He then went on to say, you will be working with that man for the rest of your life in order to pay off his $200,000 worth of debt for letting his company fail.
What is he saying?
If you do marry him in the next 100 days, then your mother and I will be cutting ties to you. And if you don't, you'll be coming home and receiving the worst punishment anyone will have ever received.
What?
It sounds to me like your dad'll be paying off your settlement and Brandon's settlement to me. But then you both will have to be indebted to him for the rest of your lives.
Wait. Oh, this is all completely screwed up, right?
Well, then you can go have a discussion with your parents as to why you think they're being too harsh. I just ask that you pay off that settlement through your dad as quickly as possible. Other than talks about the money, I don't want to hear any more from you. You were the one that got yourself into that situation, so please, don't get me involved in it anymore.
How am I supposed to go and talk to them when they want me either dead or married to a man with tons of debt?
That's not my problem.
Colt!
Goodbye forever now.
I don't want to be in debt again.
After all of that, I got a text from Sienna telling me to do something about my brother, but I chose to block her number immediately after getting that text. My brother later told me that right after he said goodbye to Sienna, she tried to run back to her parents' house asking for forgiveness, but they kicked her out saying that she had to get married to Brandon. And so, with nowhere left to run, and 100 days to get that marriage taken care of, she did just that and moved in with Brandon and his family. Little did she know the extent of Brandon's debt was much worse than she had thought, and it included his whole family after their company fell apart. Her parents were happy to hear she was getting married to him, because they needed her to start working for them right away. And it wasn't long before the news got out that she and Brandon were officially married. As of right now, it doesn't matter whether it's morning, evening, or night, Sienna is working her butt off for that family and not able to escape from them. And most recently, her mother-in-law has really started to squeeze her grip tightly on Sienna, leaving her looking like she's in a worse state every day. With there being nowhere else for Sienna to even think about running now, her mind and her heart have officially been broken. with her becoming a part of that family for the rest of time. As for my brother Colt, he fully moved into his new condo with me, and having had all the renovations completed, it was time for him to start moving more and more of his newer employees into the building. I was also able to pass my exam first try and will now be working alongside him full-time, based in our new office located in the condo itself. Of course, we'll both have to go into the actual office every week, but it sure does feel good to finally have this new job with my brother and to not have that money-sucking parasite attached to my brother anymore. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.